Welcome to Billings, Montana for today's pivotal Frontier Conference matchup between the visiting 22nd ranked Carroll College Fighting Saints and the hometown Rocky Mountain Battlin Bears. Now, hi everyone, Peter Young along with Montana Broadcaster of the Year, Rocky Erickson. It is a new day here at Rocky Mountain College. They got a brand new field and a brand new head coach. In a typical Frontier Conference fashion, that head coach has got close ties to the other team.
Jason Petrino, his first season as head coach at Rocky Mountain College back in 1999 when he was a defensive back for the Fighting Saints of Carroll. Carroll had a new head coach. That was Mike Van Dies. So for the first time, Peter, in 18 years that Mike Van Dies has been the head coach at Carroll, he'll look across the sideline and he'll face a head coach who was once one of his players.
Yeah, it is a fantastic storyline to this game, and Carroll College is coming off of a huge upset win against their arch rival Montana Tech. Today, for Rocky Mountain to get the upset win, what do they have to do?
They got to keep the game in perspective. They can't be overcome with all the excitement. A new field, playing on the turf at home for the first time. You know, the head coach who was once a player at Carroll College. Rocky can't get caught up in all the emotion today. They just got to play their game.
All right, let's take a look now at the keys to the game from both coaches. For Carroll, Coach Van Dies wants to stop the run, and they have to pick up the blitz, give their quarterback time to throw.
That's true. For Rocky Mountain College, keys for them that to establish a running game. They've only averaged 78 yards a game on the ground the last two games, and Rocky needs to tackle better in the secondary.
It is a historic Frontier Conference matchup here in Billings, Montana at Herb Clint Field. We will be back with the kickoff right after this.
Truck Month. Time to see all the ways Ford F-Series comes in first. F-150, your first choice for safety. The first and only light-duty pickup with an available EcoBoost engine. And first and only pickup with Pro Trailer Backup Assist. So when there's a truck with all these firsts, why waste a second on anyone else? During Truck Month, get 0% financing for 72 months or up to $10,773 in total value on F-150. See your local Ford store today.
I maintain my focus just by working my hardest in absolutely everything I do.
In the classroom, on the court, at practice, wherever you're at.
My classes are very rigorous.
At the same time, you need to be able to stay focused and make the right choices and stay on top of things.
Tobacco use would definitely be a negative effect on a student athlete.
Using tobacco really decreases the performance of any athlete.
I wouldn't be able to dance. I wouldn't be able to hang out with my friends. I wouldn't be able to hike the M. I think that it would make me less of a focused student.
Distract me from my sport and distract me from my academics.
I'm focused on a tobacco-free generation.
Excited about Bobcat season? Trust us, so are we. Sometimes game day just can't get here soon enough. You could show up 12 hours before kickoff to show your colors, or you could get the new Bobcat banking card from First Interstate Bank. Find out more at bobcatbanking.com.
Get more from Tire-Rama right now with a Cooper Tire rebate of up to $70. Take the money and ride with American-made tires sold by the trusted folks at your local Tire-Rama. Need more? Ask about our hassle-free warranty. If one tire goes, we'll replace all four. That's right, up to a $70 rebate from Cooper Tires and the best tire replacement warranty you can find only at Tire-Rama. More than just a tire store. Rebate offer ends October 31st.
We're truly thankful to this week's statewide sponsors for supporting live sporting events in Montana. This game of the week is brought to you by your local stores, Troyville, Montana Tobacco Quit line at 1-800-QUIT-NOW, First Interstate Bank, and Conlon's Furniture, and to all of our other local sponsors as well. And you can show your appreciation by supporting these great sponsors. So, Rocky, it will be Carroll ball to start things off on this fantastic field. They spent about $2 million installing this turf, as well as putting the lights in, and it's a great addition to the Frontier Conference.
You know, it's awesome. Montana Tech got turf a couple of years ago, and now Rocky Mountain College has turf and lights, and it was very significant in Billings because now Billings Central Catholic High School has a home field. They play here at Rocky on Friday nights. They were sharing De La Stadium with the 3 AA schools, and Billings Central has come here twice, and Peter Ryan supposed to be in a couple of weeks ago.
Battlin Bears of Rocky Mountain in the home green tops and white pants. Griff aims to kick off and back to receive, and a great day receiving, but Connor Phone had a tough afternoon kicking off. He had a fumble, which really almost cost them the game last week against Montana Tech at home. And we are underway here in Billings in our game of the week, and this one is going to go into the end zone.
Not surprising, Peter. You got a really strong wind on that kickoff, and Carroll College, I watched Mike Van Dies when he sent his captains out. He said, guys, look where the wind's going. If you have a chance, you need to take this into the field. They lost the coin flip. They're going to start their opening drive against the wind.
And so number 17 jogging out onto the field, that's J.T. Linder. This is only his second career college start. Last week against Tech was his first. A bit of a shaky outing on his first possession. Ended up an interception, but that fourth quarter he was absolutely fantastic. Finished the game with 330 yards. And so we're going to have a little sweep here to our camera angle on 1st and 10 against that Battlin Bears defense.
And on the tackle for the Battlin Bears of Rocky Mountain College is Billy Williams out of Gillette, Wyoming. Boy, you know, I see those gold helmets, Peter, and it just reminds me of Notre Dame football.
Carroll has been Notre Dame-esque here in the Mike Van Dies era, at least with 13 Frontier Conference championships, 6 national championships. First down, gain of about 4, so it's 2nd and 6. First down, and that is Ryan Walsh, number 26, the junior, got the bulk of the carries last week against Tech.
You know, Walsh only had 48 yards in that first game against Tech, but what a great run after the initial hit, and he actually spun out of 2 tackles. So first down for the Saints and a great start on their first offensive possession.
Going in motion. This pass for Linden goes into the flat to his right. Carroll first down as Walsh is not going to bounce it about midfield. The Saints have won 29 of the last 31 games in this series, and the Bears run him out of bounds, but it's going to be close to another first down for Carroll College. But then you talk about the series. I mean, the Saints have a winning record against everybody in the Frontier Conference. It's hard to call these games rivalries when one team always wins, right? Spotted at the 49. It's 2nd down and short. Off to the left tackle. And in on the tackle is number 9, Brendan Johnson. 2nd team all-conference last year in the Frontier.
Boy, the Bears really flew to the football on that play.
$13:15 to go on the clock.
3rd down, fans. Let's make some noise.
This is what Coach Van Dies was talking about. You got to give Linder time to throw against Tech last week. Pocket collapse. Junior, who missed all of last year with a knee injury, had a great game last week.
That offensive line was outstanding.
Brought down by the
Brandon Veter just gave the quarterback, J.T. Linder, a lot of time to complete that pass, and nice opening drive for the Saints.
With this against Montana Tech last week, 6 catches, 7 field goals, and a touchdown. So it's another Saint first down, impressive opening drive here. Major Ali has checked in, and he gets the handoff on first down. Immediately, Austin Chainwell, 6'3", 245-pound senior.
On a Helena High, played for the Bengals under Tony Arnson, the head coach, and Tony's got a son that plays for Carroll College as well, and one of their top wide receivers for the Saints. Troy Arnson, he led the team last year with 35 receptions for almost 500 yards.
3 yards on first down, so it's 2nd and 7. Dawson, the tight end in motion. Catch off the left side.
And back to the Saints, number 26.
Defense has done a nice job of stringing things out, and Seth Swandell with the tackle.
Seth Swandell from a Class C high school into Montana. 14 different starters on offense and defense are from Montana high schools, and 4 from Class C, and 1 from 6-man Class C.
Amazing, 6-man football.
There is a flag on the play.
One flag with the 2 eyes of the bear.
When I announced my first game here a couple of weeks ago, I had a difficult time with that. The eyes of the bear, the same exact color as the flags. That could be a hold against Carroll College, but I'll tell you what, that Rocky defense. I mean, they're excited about today's big game. And Carroll's going to have to punt. It was against the Saints.
Number 13, Dylan Torgerson is punting for the Saints.
Had a very good week in week 1 against Montana Tech. Averaged 43 yards a punt. And there were plenty of times where that Carroll offense sputtered in the first half, and he really helped turn the tables.
How about that punt against the wind? So they can take it on the 20.
So we get our first look at the Battlin Bears offense, led by their senior Chase White.
From Shelby, Montana, Class B football. No better sports radio station, Peter, in Montana than KSCN in Shelby.
Probably half the valleys and towns in Montana.
It won't be the first time. Now can Rocky establish a running game? They played 2 games this season and only averaged 78 yards a game on the ground.
Well, you may remember from our keys to the game, Coach Van Diest, as always, wants to stop the run, and Coach Petrino thought this was the key for them, to establish the run. White hands off and out of the end zone, and to gain a few yards on the play, give them a bit of breathing room for a 2nd down.
Cameron Nelson and Cody Varner were in on that tackle, and look at that. The running back got the football right at the goal line. The Bears are just trying to get some breathing room on a drive that started here on the 2-yard line.
Varner, one of 21 transfers on Rocky's football team. A couple from FBS, came from University of North Dakota.
That's where Varner came from.
Sorry, FCS. Just under 10 to play here in the first quarter. Pass is complete. First pass of the day. And it'll be pretty close to a first down, maybe a few yards short, so bring up a critical 3rd down for this Rocky offense.
Varner was wide open on that pass play. Cody Varner played his high school football in Baker, where he rushed for over 3,300 yards. is the only Class B high school with a turf field. It's just the showing the field.
5-yard penalty. Now you're looking at 3rd and 6. And perhaps changing the play call for the coaching staff for Rocky. Both coaches talked about the significance of this game with Coach Van Diest coaching against his former player Jason Petrino, but they both did say the same thing, Rocky. Once the game starts, there's more to get put behind you.
78 attempts this year for White.
By Tyrell McGee, the senior out of Kennewick, Washington.
Drew Melton, defensive back out of Lewiston, Idaho, was all over that receiver, and it's amazing he was able to make the catch. You can't be better coverage than that.
Great job making the play. The ball was a bit underthrown, but that's the first down of the game for Rocky. So that running back has been a situation or a position in a bit of flux.
You know, Carroll College last year, they go 4-6. For Mike Van Diest, that's only the second losing season he's ever had in 17 years as a head coach at Carroll College. His first year in '99, when Jason Petrino, the head coach at Rocky, was a defensive back, they had a losing season at 5-6. But last year, Carroll College had so many injuries. It was unbelievable. And, you know, Mike Van Diest is not the type of coach that would say, hey, we had this many injuries and that's why we lost the game. But they were really banged up last season.
Mostly in the receiver position. Phone went down after catching.
Second down. He went down the very next game against Western after the Rocky game, and he had that game-winning touchdown.
Seconds of the game in Helena. Phone had some pressure at the game-winning pass, and then got hurt touchdown. And Kyle Griffiths missed all of last year to a knee injury, so it was a tough year for the wide receivers at Carroll last year. Defensive line for Carroll gets him in the backfield.
Why is it so hard to establish a run in college football and the NFL these days? The defensive players are so big and so quick anymore that it's difficult to run.
Bo Meyer, number 32, the junior there to meet Varner. So now you're looking at 3rd and about 5. We'll call it 6. You got to get to the 46-yard line of Carroll. Interception of the season, and I believe it was number 9, Vince.
Coverage, the ball was juggled and picked off. Difficult throw. Look at that. You got 3 white jerseys around the football. He juggled the ball, and then he was able to stay in bounds and get the interception. This was the second pick this season against White.
So Carroll with it. On the ground on first down. Decent gain on first down.
Preston Peterson held it high in on the tackle.
Well, Linder got picked off once against Montana Tech last week. And now Carroll returns the favor against White, the senior. 2nd and 6. Play action. Pressure coming. And a dangerous throw to the tight end Dawson. He's got
pass intended for number 40.
JT Linder had the opportunity to play for Terry Thomas when he was at Dillon. Their 2011 team went 11-0. They averaged almost 40 points a game, and he gave up just 7. When I announced JT Linder's Shrine football game, in 2012, he was 7 of 8 in that game.
Well, when he started that state championship game, that was his last start as quarterback until last week against Tech. Big 3rd down here for Carroll. They're going to try and turnover with 6:45 to go in the first. They'll throw it again. Should be enough for the first down. Tackled at about the 44.
Jason Bacon on the tackle for the Battlin Bears of Rocky. And, you know, last year Carroll struggled with offensive line. They made some changes. It's a rebuilt offensive line, and it's paying big dividends this season, and especially this afternoon. Look at Linder. He had all the time in the world to find a receiver to complete that pass for a first down.
And that's Connor Phone, his first catch of the day. Petrino talked about it. He wanted his secondary to do a better job of tackling, certainly in space, and they got to make sure they tackle that guy. He is a big-time playmaker. 1st and 10. Ali with the carry. Ali with space. Out past midfield. This one may come back. We got 3 flags on the ground. Well, they all saw something, and it's probably not good.
Major Ali with the rush. There are flags on the field.
Great run by Ali. Fagan on the tackle for Rocky Mountain College. Big crowd. This is always the biggest crowd of the year at Rocky when they host Carroll College. And, you know, at halftime, Peter, you'll visit with the athletic director here at Rocky, Bruce Parker. And remember, he was at Carroll College for several years as their athletic director. And I remember a couple of years ago when Rocky faced Carroll here at home, it was a very difficult week for Bruce Parker, and he has a lot of friends still at Carroll College, and so, you know, Bruce does an amazing job. He really does. He's a Billings boy. Grew up and went to high school at Billings Senior.
He's a Montana guy is what he is. He's done a great job wherever he's been. They got Eric Dawson and Chris Emter both holding on that one. So now you're looking at 1st and about a mile here for the Carroll offense. Little play action. And the draw is going to get a few. Still going to be 2nd and long. You talk about the crowd, Rocky. Last week in Helena at Nelson Stadium, they had almost 7,500. What do you think we got here?
There's around 4,500 or 5,000, but 7,500 for an NEIA football game, that's incredible. That's a huge rivalry, Tech and Carroll College. We had about 6,000 last night at the West Senior game at Dallas Stadium.
Cole Jelinek in on the stop for Rocky. 5:15 to go in the first. Neither team with any points on the board. 2nd and 17 for Carroll. Ali with the carry, who had that nice run that came back. And he picks up another chunk of change. But now you're still looking at 3rd and long, and it's an obvious passing situation for Carroll.
Jelinek in on the tackle again. You know, November 19th, 2011, Cole Jelinek had one of the greatest state championship games in on the tackle, number 15. Cole Jelinek in a state championship game rushed for 398 yards and scored 9 touchdowns in a 72-30 win.
So it's actually about 3rd and 17. Carroll needs to get to Rocky's 46 for the first down. And they're going to blow this one dead prior to the snap. Rocky's going to take a timeout. So Coach Petrino saw something that he didn't like. And what's interesting is he probably knows just about every play that Coach Van Diest is going to call.
Battlin Bears is a proud sponsor of today's game. Joining us from Stockton Bank is
well, in addition to Coach Van Diest,
president of Stockton Bank.
This country wasn't discovered, it was built. One home, one neighborhood, one school at a time. The future, it has to be built too. Out of concrete, out of drywall and 2x4s. At ProBuild, we believe there's a builder inside us all. We believe it's time we put him to work.
Our physicians and athletic trainers have been building better athletes for over 20 years. We are the official sports medicine provider to the Billings Mustangs, MSUB Yellow Jackets, and Rocky Mountain College Battlin Bears. AMP ensures that athletes of all ages and skill levels receive the training and medical care for top performance and to stay healthy. AMP, Athletic Medicine and Performance, powered by St. Vincent Healthcare, Ortho Montana, and Yellowstone Surgery Center.
At Pizza Hut, we've got a carry-out deal just for you. Any pizza, any size, any crust, and any topping for just $10. You want a large hand-tossed pepperoni and mushroom? $10. Or maybe you're a large pan supreme kind of person. $10. Thinking about a combination of your own? Well, that's $10 too. That's any pizza, any size, any crust, and any topping for just $10. And get stuffed crust for just $2 more. This $10 carry-out deal ends soon, so hurry to Pizza Hut today.
Back 3rd and 17. Pass is complete to Connor Thorne right along the sidelines. And they're going to say that he was knocked out of bounds, or they're going to call it a completion.
Moses hit on that tackle, but look at that offensive line and the time that they gave J.T. Linder to complete this pass. Did he stay in bounds? Made a great catch on the sideline, and we can't see the out-of-bounds line, but they're going to give it to him. 1st down and 10. How big was that 1st down? 3rd down and 13 for the Saints.
Well, Thorne is like not only a big play receiver for Carroll, but is a security blanket for Linder at this point. 1st and 10. Ball on the Rocky 43. Handoff. Walsh with plenty of room to run, and the first Battlin Bear defender to touch him was after about a 4 or 5 yard gain.
That was a great move. He made a great move, and he had some great blocking up front. Look at that cut to the right, and he cuts it back to the left. That's what I imagined Peter Young when he played football. He was able to move like that.
Okay, can you imagine a giraffe with a helmet on and some pads? That would have been big.
It couldn't have been that bad.
Oh, my goodness. 2nd and 5. 3:15 to go here in the first. No score. Peter Young and Rocky Erickson, thanks for tuning in to our football game here at Herb Clint Field. And that one high. Intended receiver, Colby Colloy.
That pass was intended for the Saints, number 10, Colby Colloy.
It's amazing that we played almost an entire quarter here in the high-scoring Frontier Conference and no scores. Defensive games are not that common, Peter, as you know, in the Frontier Conference.
Well, Rocky had a fantastic second half last week against FCS Northern Colorado. Put up about 400 yards in that second half in a loss, in a tough game. Lost 56-27. So another big 3rd down for Carroll, 3rd and 5. Linder, here comes pressure. Gets the pass off. Pass is complete. And look at the run after the catch. It's Connor Thorne again inside the 15-yard line. And a late flag comes down. And Coach Petrino talked about this. The secondary's got to make that tackle.
And Fagan may have saved a touchdown here for Rocky. The quarterback got hit as he releases the football. Thorne was wide open on that play. And then coming out of nowhere there is Fagan. And he saved a touchdown, but a big, big gain for Carroll.
Look in the back. Offense number 25. 10-yard penalty. Still be a 1st down.
So that's Kyle Griffith, the redshirt junior out of Kalispell, trying to help Thorne out, blocking the back. They're going to lose some of the yardage. Still got a 1st down, spotted at the 25.
Kyle Griffith, coach says he was the best athlete coming out of high school. Played great in 2013 and 2014 and an ACL injury a year ago.
Well, Sam Jarecki, number 27, has got to make that tackle on Thorne. Linder, all day to throw. Looking end zone, has a receiver and overfulls his man.
Should have been 6 points for Carroll College. Linder had a lot of time to complete that pass. His receiver was wide open, and he just simply overthrew him. And that was Eric Dotson, their tight end. I can see you as a tight end, Peter.
Yeah, he's a big target, 6'1", 240. CM Russell High School.
The Rustlers last night suffered their worst loss ever in history, losing to Helena High 49-0, and that was also the score at halftime.
2:37 to go in our ball game, 2nd and 10. Handoff, Walsh with a big hole on the right sideline inside the 10-5, touchdown, Carroll.
Walsh coming off right tackle. What a great job that offensive line did to make a huge hole for Walsh. And we no longer have a shutout. The Saints lead.
Second rushing touchdown of the season for Walsh. This one from 25 yards out.
Look at that hole for Walsh. There's not a green uniform around. He may have gotten touched, And then he just scampered into the end zone, and the Saints are on the scoreboard. And, hey, Carroll College scores first on the new turf here at Rocky.
Number 83, Coulter Hamill.
So Coulter Hamill on for the extra point. He was the star for Carroll last week. Kicked the game-winning field goal as time expired in a game that Carroll was incredibly fortunate to come away with a win. They were down 24-10 with about 9.5 to go. Got a couple of quick scores, and then Hamill kicked the game winner, a 45-yarder. Was perfect on the day. 2 field goals and 3 extra points. And I don't know who this penalty was against.
Illegal substitution. Defense. 12 players in the formation. Penalties declined. Try.
So with 2:30 to go in the first quarter, the first points of the game by Carroll, the 25-yarder, and the kick is blocked. So the first missed extra point of the season, and the special teams for Carroll, which was almost flawless last week. Today, they get that extra point blocked, so it's 6-0. So great job by the Battlin Bears to prevent at least 8 points.
Don't miss Conlon's leather and reclining sale. Save on a huge selection of reclining sofas, sectionals, and recliners in fabric or leather. Get store-wide savings plus 12-month special financing. Rest, recline, and relax in new reclining furniture from Conlon's.
Opportunity is everywhere. That is why I love my job at Opportunity Bank of Montana. I get to help my neighbors with business and agriculture loans, including new equipment loans. I understand that people need a bank they can rely on. You see, I grew up here with the eastern high plains out our front door and the crazy mountains in our backyard. Come see me, Brandy, or one of my colleagues at Opportunity Bank of Montana. Your local bank, your opportunity.
We're almost done. Yeah. So have you decided where you'll stay?
Change of plans. I'm actually going to be staying at home.
Staying home?
My doctor checked with the Mayo Clinic, and they said they wouldn't do anything different there.
Really? That's good. It's really good.
Don't miss Conlon's semi-annual leather and reclining.
Carroll gets on the board first, 6-0 after the extra point is blocked. 25 yards on the ground for Ryan Walsh, who had a fantastic week 1 with over 100 yards of total offense.
Well, you know, deep down, the Battlin Bears of Rocky wanted to be the first team to score on their new turf, and they came up short here this afternoon. You know, from a fan's perspective, Peter, you get to sit on the grass at the Rocky Bowl. There's no better venue for small college football than right here at Hope Clint Field.
And we have absolutely beautiful weather as well. There is a bit of a breeze coming across the field, but not too bad. This one's going to be fielded at the 1-yard line and bobbled by the Battlin Bears. Carroll on the pursuit, and Rocky is going to start this drive in really poor field position at the 11-yard line.
Sam Sparks, the true freshman out of Billings Seniors, the one that bobbled that kick return for the Battlin Bears of Rocky.
Down and 10 for your Battlin Bears offense.
Sam Parks was part of that great senior team a year ago that averaged over 45 points a game and finished second to Bozeman in the state championship.
Super Duty, first in its class in max horsepower, first in its class in standard torque, and first in its class in diesel fuel economy. So, when there's a truck with all these firsts, why waste a second on anyone else? During Truck Month, get 0% financing for 72 months or up to $8,359 total value on Super Duty. See your local Ford store today.
Get it? Got it? Good. Get a rebate up to $70 right now on your Cooper tire purchase from Tire-Emma. Choose 4 tires from our wide selection of Cooper tires in stock now, including Cooper CS3, Discoverer AT3, Weathermaster WSC, and many more. With over 150,000 tires in stock, we're sure to have your tire with the offer you don't want to miss. Up to $70 on Cooper tires at Tire-Emma. Offer ends October 31st. Get it? Got it? Good. Tire-Emma. More than just a tire store.
This country wasn't discovered, it was built. One home, one neighborhood, one school at a time. The future, it has to be built too. Out of concrete, out of drywall and 2x4s. At ProBuild, we believe there's a builder inside us all. We believe it's time we put him to work.
2:23 to go in the first quarter. 6-0 Carroll on top. This is Rocky Ball and Rocky Erickson. This is a pretty key drive for their offense.
Well, they've got to answer that touchdown scored first by the Saints, and their back's against the wall again after they bobbled a kickoff. Quarterback keep.
White's going to keep it and doesn't get very far.
White with the quarterback rush.
Alex Pastorucci with the stop, number 91, the junior.
White looking for some breathing room and got hit behind the line and stopped, and that is a big, big defensive stop for the Saints of Carroll College.
Pastorucci from Gooding, Idaho.
Rocky has struggled on the ground the first 2 games, averaging just 78 yards a game rushing.
2nd and 9. White to throw. Looking to his right, has a wide open receiver. And that is number 81, Kalen Reed. So McGee and Reed both with big receptions on the day.
Well, Carroll must have missed a defensive assignment here because the receiver was wide open. Good time for White to throw, and look at that. Making the tackle, Tucker Johnson. That was a big, big play for the Battlin Bears to keep that drive alive.
1st and 10 on the 28-yard line. Handoff right side up the middle, and a nice gain on 1st down.
Number 22, Cody Varner, was the rusher for your Battlin Bears.
Cody Varner, the ball carrier out of Class B Baker. And it takes about 3 Saints to bring down Cody Varner. He rushed for 338 yards against Forsyth during his senior season of high school football.
2nd and 5, under a minute to go here in the first. About 40 seconds left for White and the Battlin Bears offense. Pocket collapses, White going deep and has a man open, and the pass is incomplete, in and out of the hands of Reed.
Boy, Reed would have had a big, big gain there if you could have made that catch. Well thrown ball for White. He just stepped up and launched out about 45 yards down the field, and he just overthrew his receiver as Reed dived to make the catch, and he came up short.
Had a step on Gregory. 2nd team all-conference defensive team last year for Carroll College. 31 seconds to go in the first. More importantly, a 3rd down. And I think one of the Battlin Bears moved before the snap. Credit Kyle Smith, the Fighting Frontier Conference.
Offense number 66. 5-yard penalty.
Carroll with just 3 down linemen, and for the last several years they've always went with 4 down linemen, and I think that one may have been a surprise to Montana Tech last week when Mike Van Dies changed up his defense for the first time in several years.
Yeah, Smith, the reigning Frontier Conference Player of the Week. 7 tackles, 2 sacks last week, was number 94 standing up trying to help the officials out. So now you got 3rd and 10. 3 wide receivers to White's right. And he looks left. Plenty of time to throw. Now goes to his right, and he's got Reed again. Reed goes up high. He is a big target and well over 6 feet tall.
You know, Reed was in double coverage, and he still went to Reed. Prince was wide open on the other side.
That game's good enough for a Battlin Bears.
He goes up and he makes the catch, kind of like a jump ball play. Reed just out-jumped his defender, and the Bears are on the move, trying to tie this game. That missed extra point may come back and haunt the Saints.
Spotted at the Battlin Bears 48. That's the second catch of the drive for Reed. Third time he has been targeted on this drive. They just barely get the play out before the end of the quarter, and White is going to keep it, and he's going to pay for it. Takes a shot after about a 1-yard gain. So that will be second down and 9 right at about midfield. And the clock showing 0. And we are done with 1 quarter of play here at brand new Herb Clint Field as the number 22 Fighting Saints of Carroll College trying to pick up their second win of the season.
I call him my shadow. Everywhere I go, he goes. Everything I do, he's got to do it too. He thinks I'm some kind of superhero, I guess. I never took it real seriously until I saw him pick up more than my camo gear. Then it hit me. I didn't want to pass down my tobacco addiction. I knew I had to quit. When I told him, he fell in line.
Truck Month. Time to see all the ways Ford F-Series comes in first. F-150, your first choice for safety. The first and only light-duty pickup with an available EcoBoost engine. And first and only pickup with Pro Trailer Backup Assist. So when there's a truck with all these firsts, why waste a second on anyone else? During Truck Month, get 0% financing for 72 months or up to $10,773 in total value on F-150. See your local Ford store today.
Opportunity is everywhere. That is why I love my job at Opportunity Bank of Montana. I get to help my neighbors with business and agriculture loans, including new equipment loans. I understand that people need a bank they can rely on. You see, I grew up here with the Eastern High Plains out our front door and the crazy mountains in our backyard. Come see me, Brandy, or one of my colleagues at Opportunity Bank of Montana. Your local bank, your opportunity.
And we're all set for the second quarter here at Herb Clint Field. Peter Young, Rocky Erickson, it's 6-0. Carroll on top. The 25-yard scamper by Ryan Walsh, the only score of the game. The extra point by Hamill was blocked, and so now you've got the Battlin Bears at about midfield on a drive, Rocky, that has been impressive with White to Reed, really the key.
That's been all they have on this drive is White to Reed over and over again. You think like you're watching a replay, but 3 times they've completed that connection.
2nd and 8. White to Varner out of the backfield, and he'd be lucky to get back to the line of scrimmage.
Reese Quaddy from Billings Skyview, played for Ron Lovesock, makes the stop.
Brought down by the Saints, number 44, Reese Quaddy.
Varner makes the catch, had to come back for a little bit, and Quady makes the stop, solo tackle from Billings Skyview. Skyview's only had 1 football coach in their school's history. For 32 years, Ron Lovesock.
Linder with time. Goes to his receiver along the sideline. Incomplete. Coverage there by Vigilonardo, who had the interception in the first quarter. So now it's 4th and 8, and the Battlin Bears are going to have to punt.
McGee, the intended receiver for the Battlin Bears of Rocky Mountain College. And remember, well, there's some confusion here. Peter, the downsman on the other side had it 3rd down. He had it 2nd down on the last play. The downs linesman on this side had it 3rd down. And some of the Rocky players noticed that, and they're like, hey, is it 3rd or is it 4th? Well, actually, it's 4th. But since it's a home game for Rocky, why not give him 5 downs?
I was about to say, are they going to go for it on 4th and 8? Dylan Johnson to punt. And back to receive at the 10-yard line. They're just going to let this one take a bounce. And it takes a Rocky bounce, so it will be Carroll ball to start this drive at about the 7-yard line.
The ball rolls a long ways on the turf. I asked Mike Van Diest earlier this week what he thought of turf, and You know, the success that Carroll College has had in the George Nelson Stadium, and they've had some donors that have offered to put turf in. And Mike Van Diest, well, you might say he's old school, Peter. He much prefers the grass.
You ask Coach Van Diest about the keys of the game, and 9 times out of 10 he's going to tell you, stop the run. But you know what? In 18 years, guess what? It's worked, right?
He's been rather successful.
191 wins, 84% winning percentage as they hand it off. And again, a nice gain here on first down. And so it was Rocky that was trying to establish the run. So far here in the first half, it is clearly Carroll that's done that.
Now watch Walsh here. He sets up his blockers. A little bit of a delay. He's going to stop right there. And then Walsh is going to head north and south and pick up a nice gain. He had 48 yards against Tech. He's over 50 yards already here in the first half.
That'll bring up first down yardage for the Saints.
So hard to run nowadays on almost any level of football.
First and 10, spotted at the 18-yard line. Now you got Linder under center. And again, they hand off. Nifty little movement there to avoid Johnson in the backfield. Otherwise, would have been a tackle for the loss.
Ryan Walsh was the rusher for the Saints.
Walsh was hit in the backfield by Brendan Johnson out of Anaheim, California.
Second down and about 9 to go for the Saints.
And Johnson hit him behind the line of scrimmage. Just enough to get him with the shoelaces and bring him down.
Well, they give him a yard on first down, so it's second down and 9. 12:45 to go in the first half. It's been a low-scoring game so far, only 1 turnover. That the interception by Carroll. Rocky offense has had a few good moments, but otherwise it's been pretty quiet for the Battlin Bears. Walsh with it, 3 straight carries, and Linder throwing a nice block. But now you're looking at another third and long situation for Carroll.
That was surprising. 3 straight running plays. You had phones put out wide to the right side. I thought for sure they were going to go to their favorite receiver. And boy, you got to think that Rocky Mountain College knows who number 1 Connor Phone is after what took place a year ago. Phone was a big hero. Rocky on their way to winning their first game at Carroll College in 2 decades. And Carroll wins at the very end of that football game on a Phone reception.
So 3rd and a long 5, maybe about 3rd and 6.
Quick shut off the play clock. It's malfunctioning on both ends. The back judge will keep time on the field.
Now it's always bound to happen. First game of the season at home, the play clock does not work. And Peter, we played a quarter, and you've yet to talk about the fact that they placed my name in both end zones.
Don't you love that honor?
It's a little much. I thought maybe they put Rocky in one end zone and Erickson in the other one. I thought it was a bit much putting Rocky in both end zones, but it is pretty cool.
You get any royalties for that?
Not quite yet.
But you're getting a lot of mileage in the banquet circuit with that, aren't you?
You know, West High's got a wide receiver by the name of Jesse Owens. His dad, Rocky, played here at Rocky Mountain College.
Linder shuffled out of the pocket. Oh, big hit on the receiver, and there will be a penalty on the flag. That's going to be holding against Carroll. But how about the effort by Jarecki?
Jarecki out of Billings West in on that tackle. I did a game here years ago, Peter, where I went to a commercial break, and I came back and I said,
offense number 70.
The Battlin Bears of Rocky lead 7-0 back at the Rocky Bowl on the campus of Rocky Mountain College. This is Rocky Erickson, and Rocky scores on a 7-yard touchdown from Rocky Owens.
The punt for your Saints.
So Torgerson will be back out on the field at
returning for the Battlin Bears.
4th and 7. And standing on his own 6-yard line. Had a great first punt.
The wind to his back.
Another beauty. And this one's going to go out of bounds right at the 35-yard line.
Torgerson's punt flies down the right sideline.
This is the 20th anniversary this month, Peter, of one of the most spectacular games ever played in the history of the series. On September 28th, of 1996. Bob Bees for Rocky threw for an NAIA record 685 yards.
6-0, and when we come back, Rocky, 1st and 10 on the 34.
Dedication. It's the difference between being a Grizz fan and being a real Grizz fan. And now, thanks to First Interstate Bank, it's even easier to show your true colors. Get special rates, discounts on Grizz gear, and tons of other members-only benefits without the hassle of a 24/7 paint job. The new Grizz Banking debit card from First Interstate Bank. Find out more at grizzbanking.com.
Billings Hotel and Convention Center is soon to become the Red Lion Hotel and Convention Center. A state-of-the-art sound system makes the Billings Hotel and Convention Center the best place in Billings for your next meeting or conference. Relax from traveling in comfortable rooms with 55-inch TVs. Or unwind in the hot tub while the kids enjoy the indoor water slides. Watch the big game in the sports lounge. The Billings Hotel and Convention Center, soon to be the new Red Lion Hotel and Convention Center. Same local owners, same great service.
Our physicians and athletic trainers have been building better athletes for over 20 years. We are the official sports medicine provider to the Billings Mustangs, MSUB Yellow Jackets, and Rocky Mountain College Battlin Bears. AMP ensures that athletes of all ages and skill levels receive the training and medical care for top performance and to stay healthy. AMP, Athletic Medicine and Performance, powered by St. Vincent Healthcare, Ortho Montana, and Yellowstone Surgery Center.
1st and 10 for Rocky here. 12 minutes to go in the first half. Quarterback keeper and Carroll not surprised a bit as he was met in the backfield. David Anderson, number 49, the junior, had a great game against Tech last week.
Loss of 3 on the play. That'll bring up 2nd down and about 13 for your Battlin Bears.
Stop behind the line. He almost got to him before he got the football. Wow.
Yeah,
that was the Rocky defensive line, or offensive line on that play.
Jake Coden, number 6, the initial Fighting Saint in the backfield. So loss of 3, 2nd and 13. White, hands off, left side.
Number 22, Cody Varner was the rusher.
Yeah, you got a late flag. This might be a late hit on Rocky.
Flag on the play.
Yeah, nice tackle by Bo Meyer, number 32 to least. Hang on. Oh, that might be on Carroll. You can see there a little extracurricular
after the whistle. Personal foul, unnecessary roughness on the defense. Number 94, 15-yard penalty, automatic first down.
And that is Kyle Smith, the Frontier Conference Player of the Week. Got a little upset about that late block, and so that will tack some yardage on and keep this drive alive.
Thank you.
So now you're inside Carroll territory at 1st and 10 on the 48. White's going to keep it again. And takes a shot. Ball comes flying out, but it's going to stay with Rocky. That is Anderson again on the head.
The ruling is an incomplete forward pass. 2nd down.
Correction, that was an incomplete forward pass by Chase White. That'll bring up 2nd down and 10 to go for your Bears.
But he tried to pass it beyond the line of scrimmage. But now they said it was an incomplete pass, so he was behind the line.
That's probably not how they drew it up. 2nd down and 10. On the sweep, Rocky with a big gain. And another Rocky 1st down. That is Ricky Kerrigan, the junior out of Long Beach, California.
Ricky Kerrigan. Kerrigan rushes the ball up the right side. And that game good enough for a Battlin Bears. 1st down.
Big game for the Bears. Boy, score here for the Battlin Bears. They converted a PAT, and Rocky Mountain College is taking the lead against the
First and 10 on the 27. Again, you got trips to White's left. He looks that way. Has a man open. Catch is made. And inside the 20-yard line, that's going to be Jace Van Zee.
Pass good to number 3, Jace Van Zee. Van Zee was brought down by the Saints secondary.
Official timeout for an injury.
Going to bring it second down and short yard.
Also immediate timeout.
Injury timeout on the field.
American-made Cooper tires sold by a locally grown company. Right now, you can take advantage of great offers on Cooper tires from Tire-Rama with rebates up to $70 now through October 31st. And of course, each purchase comes with all the extras you've come to expect from Tire-Rama. Free rotations for life, pressure checks, and the list goes on. With 45 locations across the Northwest, we're sure to have a Tire-Rama location near you. Just Google TireRama.com. Tire-Rama. More than just a tire store.
We are community. We are proud. We are business. Nothing sells like success. Western Security Bank. Member FDIC, Equal Housing Lender.
Hey man, got some chew?
No, man. This stuff's dangerous.
Hey, can I get a zip?
No way.
Why not?
Give me one good reason.
It's full of toxic chemicals. Rots your teeth, and it causes cancer.
Prove it.
It says so right in the can.
Well, why do you do it?
So then why do you chew?
One college football player from Rocky that has made it to play on league, and that's Chris Horn. Chris Horn, 20 years ago on September 28th, had 11 receptions for 345 yards against Carroll College and 5 touchdowns. His quarterback, Bob Bees, set an NAIA record that afternoon when he threw for 685 yards. 685 is not a bad season for some quarterbacks, Peter. He accomplished that in one game.
So 2nd and 1 for Rocky as they try and continue this drive inside the red zone, heading up to about the 18-yard line. And that should be enough for the first down.
The Baker running back, Cody Varner. In on the carry again.
Another Battlin Bears. First down.
Cody Varner broke the rushing school record at Baker that was once held by Rob Stanton and Jace Schillinger.
1st and 10 on the 15. 9.5 to go, first half. Rocky finally knocking on the door. White to throw, going to the end zone, and is it caught? No. Great defensive second effort. That was Kerrigan, the intended receiver. Thought he had it for a moment.
Boy, Todd, that was a jump ball in the corner of the end zone. A lot of time. Just throw it up in the corner. Let your receiver jump up and get it. The defender's not looking at the football. Kerrigan goes up, and he comes down out of bounds. Boy, the Saints dodged a bullet there.
All right, great defense by Digi Leonardo. Second great play of the game. He had that interception in the first quarter, prevents a touchdown there, and it is 2nd and 10. Going to try the exact same play, and this time, same result. In and out of the hands of Kerrigan.
He had that catch, but Leonardo made another spectacular defensive play. Instead of just throwing it up in the corner of the end zone, this was more of a line drive throw. To his receiver, he makes the catch, and then the defender breaks it up. And number 9 on number 9. We've seen that more than once here this afternoon at the Rocky Bowl.
Yeah, that's a great defensive effort by Digi Leonardo. 3rd and 10.
There's a flag at the play.
Here we go, flags down.
Illegal substitution. Offense breaking the huddle with 12 players. 5-yard penalty. Third down.
Well, Rocky, that's the second time the Battlin Bears have done that this first half.
So you're telling me that head official counts how many players leave the huddle each and every time?
That's pretty quick math.
That's not bad at all.
So now you're looking at a 3rd and 15 from the 20. 9:09 to play in the first half. This one has been dominated by the defenses, 6-0. Carroll with the touchdown run in the first quarter. Extra point was blocked. 4 wide receivers. Varner the lone back behind White. White looking over the middle. And is it caught? Oh, another incompletion. Both officials emphatic that the ball hit the ground right at the end zone.
Kerrigan's athleticism showed on that play as he tried to make a spectacular catch. He was open in the end zone. White had the time. Threw it right in the middle of the end zone. He dove for it. Boy, I'm telling you what, Peter. It looked like he made the catch.
Well, on our end zone, on our replay, hard to tell. I think he could have made a point. They're not going to review it. They can't review it. So now it's going to be a 37-yarder.
Just
and
under the crossbar.
No good. And so Rocky comes up empty-handed on that drive after getting down to about the 15-yard line. 3 straight incompletions to number 9, Ricky Kerrigan. And so the Carroll defense bends but doesn't break.
Rocky had 4 shots at the end zone, and they came so close from getting a score. Carroll really came out on top on that series. They dodged a bullet. An incredibly low-scoring game for Frontier Conference. 6-0. Saints lead with 8:58 left to be played here in the first half.
Linder hands off Walsh, and Walsh will get taken down again in the backfield. Tried to break a tackle and bounce it off to the outside. Maybe got a yard.
Fagan hit him behind the line of scrimmage, caught him by the ankle, and brought him down in a nice defensive effort for the Battlin Bears of Rocky Mountain College, playing their first game ever on their new turf field.
It's beautiful, too. It's a great-looking field.
In the early years of Rocky Mountain College football, they played at De La Stadium at Billings Senior along with Eastern Montana College. There was only one football field in the whole town.
The reverse to Connor Phone. They got the blocker set up, cuts it to the inside, and a nice gain on 2nd down. Rocky actually did a pretty good job of staying home on that one.
So, Swindoll was the one that made the stop. Dangerous play for Carroll College, but anytime number 1 gets it, anything can happen. Lightning fast. Swindoll brings him down, and the Saints. Short 3rd down coming up for Carroll College.
3rd and 2. 7:40 to go, second quarter. Carroll's going to throw it. Pressure coming, nobody open. Linder's going to roll out. He's going to pump fake. And a great defensive effort by the Battlin Bears.
Boy, I'm looking for a flag. There was no flag thrown as Moses, the redshirt freshman from West Side, defending on that play. Well, the Rocky defensive backs were well off the line on 3rd down and short. Linder looking right, rolls to the left side, outside of the pocket, and he threw it in good coverage, but boy, what a defensive effort for Moses. Again, not looking at the football at all, just playing the defender.
Markale Moses from Tulsa, Oklahoma, transfer from the University of South Dakota. So Torgerson on to punt.
Punting with the wind.
7.5 to go. This is another beauty. This one's going to go out to the 10-yard line, and then it's going to bounce into the end zone. And it's going to be a touchback. That was another fantastic punt by Dylan Torgerson.
That's 71 yards, Peter. And that was about 60 yards in the air. That was unbelievable.
Had a bit of the wind behind it as well.
Special teams were big last weekend when Carroll got by Montana Tech, and they're playing well in this game. Well, instead they did have a missed extra point.
Media timeout.
So they're going to warn Carroll College, getting a little enthusiastic after that nice punt by Torgerson. We're going to take a break. 7:23 to go in the half.
Pizza Hut, we've got a carry-out deal just for you. Any pizza, any size, any crust, and any topping for just $10. You want a large hand-tossed pepperoni and mushroom? $10. Or maybe you're a large pan supreme kind of person. $10. Thinking about a combination of your own? Well, that's $10 too. That's any pizza, any size, any crust, and any topping for just $10. And get stuffed crust for just $2 more. This $10 carry-out deal ends soon, so hurry to Pizza Hut today.
Opportunity is everywhere. That is why I love my job at Opportunity Bank of Montana. I get to help my neighbors with business and agriculture loans, including new equipment loans. I understand that people need a bank they can rely on. You see, I grew up here with the eastern high plains out our front door and the crazy mountains in our backyard. Come see me, Brandy, or one of my colleagues at Opportunity Bank of Montana. Your local bank, your opportunity.
This country wasn't discovered, it was built. One home, one neighborhood, one school at a time. The future, it has to be built too, out of concrete, out of drywall and 2x4s. At ProBuild, we believe there's a builder inside us all. We believe it's time we put him to work.
Back at the Rocky Bowl on the campus of Rocky Mountain College, Rocky Erickson with Peter Young. Rocky down 6-zip to the Saints of Carroll.
1st and 10 for White. He's going to roll to his right. And this one is picked off, the second interception of the game for Carroll. They're going to have great field position.
Ryan Gregory with the interception for the Saints. And Carroll College will have excellent field position here. White, he only had one interception in 77 attempts in the first 2 games, and now he's throwing 2 picks in 2 quarters against the Saints of Carroll College, throwing it on the run, and I don't see a green jersey anyplace.
Yeah, I think he was trying to go to Jace Van Zee, but that's who he was intending. Well, you have to kind of wonder, what was he thinking? He did not see Gregory at all. So second turnover of the ball game, 2 interceptions. Carroll now with it in great field position. And a chance to go up 2 scores. Phone in motion. They fake it to him. Here comes pressure. And now they give it to Phone. And a nice gain on 1st down, close to another 1st down.
Yeah, that offensive line did such a spectacular job there for the Saints. Linder looked to his right to go deep, nobody there, and then he found Foam, who came in motion, and Foam was not his first look. Looking right to go deep, there's Foam wide open, and anytime you get to number 1 with his speed, he can score a touchdown. This is a huge, huge series for Rocky's defense.
Coach Van Diest talked about one of the keys being pick up the blitz. In other words, give Linder time. They've done a good job of that so far.
And they're already in field goal range with the wind to their back.
1st and 10. So they did have enough for the 1st down. Walsh trying to bounce it to the outside. He's going to lose a couple of yards.
Number 26, Ryan
Chase Bertelsen from Webo, and his dad, Jeff, would love to be here today, but Jeff Bertelsen, the head coach of the Webo Longhorns, in the last 15 years, all Jeff Bertelsen has done is have his teams won 145 games and lost 19. They are the winningest program in the state since 2000. They played in the state championship game 8 times, and I announced a few of those state championship games for Webo.
Loss of 2 on 1st down, so it's 2nd and 12. Dawson in motion. Play action. Linder looking to the near sideline, and catch is made, yes.
Foam was amazing on that play. I mean, he came back for the football and got by his defender and was able to make the catch.
Great play action by Linder.
Foam comes back, makes the catch, then he's got to come down and bounce And he does that as well.
And great coverage by Moses as well. Nearly had that one picked off. Instead, it's 1st and 10. They're just outside the 10-yard line. Maybe could get a first down without scoring. 2 running backs. Again, they fake. Pass into the flat to Dawson, and is inside the 5-yard line.
The big tight end almost got into the end zone. Chase Bertelson, 6'1", 235 sophomore out of Webo. His brother Travis played. Chase missed his entire freshman year of high school when he had to have a partial knee replacement in Salt Lake City. It was one of the only games his dad, Jeff, missed as a football coach in Webo.
2nd and 1. They're going to spot it about the 3-yard line, so they can get a first down without scoring. I formation. Walsh is the second running back, and he is taken down again. Might be
Cole Jelnick.
About 1.
Ryan Walsh, the rusher for the Saints.
Cole Jelnick out of Denton kept him out of the end zone. First time we've seen the I formation from the Saints, and running back runs into his own player, and Cole Jelnick, who rushed for 398 yards in the Class C championship games, saves a touchdown there for the Bears.
Well, it was really number 9, too, Brendan Johnson, who broke up that play as he got into the Carroll backfield and disrupted that one before it got anywhere. 4:05 to go, first half. Carroll again knocking on the door. Play action, Linder into the end zone. Did he catch it? Yes! Touchdown, Carroll.
A great athletic play. Connor McGree, tight end out of the Maroons from Butte Central. He made a great athletic play for a touchdown for the Saints of Carroll College. Surprisingly, they didn't go on the ground on short yardage there. Linder rolls to his right, throws to the back of the end zone, and the receiver lays out and makes the catch.
McGree was wide open. Great job getting his hands underneath the ball. This extra point is good. So it is 13-0. Carroll on top here at the first game on the new turf here at Herb Clint Field. And now if you're the Battlin Bears, Rocky, you got to come up with an answer pretty quick. And the surprising thing about it here is you got Chase White with 2 interceptions.
It was really important for the Battlin Bears of Rocky. They've got to score before the half comes to an end here.
3-1 over Whitworth. Let's hear it for that Battlin
We'd like to thank
Bears.
RDO Equipment Company for the use of their generator for the grand opening of the newly enhanced Herb Clint Field. So thank you to those folks.
Hall of Fame inductees and
also want to remind you folks, coming up at the halftime, we've got our local Ford store halftime report. And we will meet Lieutenant Colonel Dan Hargrove, Director of Aviation at Rocky Mountain College, and we'll also have a chance to talk with Bruce Parker, Director of Athletics at Rocky. And Rocky and I will go over the stats, highlights, and more. That's coming up at your local Ford store halftime report. Dan Hargrove, pretty interesting guy.
Colonel Dan Hargrove is a good friend of mine, runs the aviation department at Rocky, and on 9/11, 15 years ago tomorrow, he was flying backup Air Force One. And when President Bush's plane was diverted to Louisiana, Dan Hargrove had to take the dignitaries off that plane, flying back to D.C., and that for the first time he's seen the smoke coming out of the Pentagon. He was supposed to be in the Pentagon that day, and a lot of his friends worked there, and he tells the most amazing story. It changed all of our lives, what took place 15 years ago, but to hear it from his perspective, who was with the president, it's incredible. I remember where I was 15 years ago.
I think we all do. So do I.
And for the third time, the wind blew the ball off that tee, and now it's going to be held. My friend Bill Woolston, who played high school football in the 30s and played here at Rocky in 39 and 40, said they would lay on the back and hold the football over their head so they wouldn't see the kicker coming.
Please tell me he wasn't a classmate of yours. And this one is going to sail into the end zone, so no return for Rocky.
Biggest drive of the game coming up. For the Battlin Bears of Rocky, they got to get a score. When you face the Saints, I mean, a team that has won 6 national championships since 1999, Mike Van Die's teams over 18 years have only lost 22 conference games. Do the math. That's less than 2 conference losses a season. A win-loss record in the conference of 135 and 22. And at one time, they won 95 out of 99 Frontier Conference football games. He rebuilt an incredible program, and who could forget in 99 as Jason Petrino was a defensive back for him, and now for the first time in his 18-year coaching career, he goes up against a head coach who was once a former player.
And then, of course, that Petrino name so famous here in Montana. Jason Petrino played at Carroll, played for his uncle Bobby Sr., his cousins Bobby and Paul, college head coaches at Louisville and Idaho. His brothers also coaches. He's got his brother Jared on the staff. His other brother Mike is an assistant women's basketball coach at Montana.
Varner with a nice pickup here. Cody Varner for the Baker Spartans.
So with that penalty on the kick, sorry, Rocky, so with that penalty on the kick and that nice run on first down, you've got about 3.5 to go here in the first half. Rocky still with plenty of time to get a score on the board, and they would really love to do that. And go into halftime only down 1 score. Varner jumps it to the outside, maybe got back to the line of scrimmage.
Carroll with just 3 down linemen. They made a nice stop there. Rocky had nowhere to go on the ground. As Varner got the call,
our Hall of Fame inductees, please report to the south end zone near the scoreboard.
No gain
all of our Hall of Fame inductees, please report to the end zone.
The Bears of Rocky.
2nd and 10, under 3 to play. White to throw, has time, has a receiver, should have another first down. Tackle at about the 36-yard line, and that's Van Zee, the intended target on that earlier drive when White got picked off.
Boy, the Van Zee name at Rocky Mountain College has been around for a long time. Jace's dad, Doug, played here at Rocky. His older brother, Derek, played here at Rocky, and Jace's younger brother, Brandon, signed to play at Rocky, and now he's going to go serve our country in the Marine Corps.
Well, just like that, you've got Rocky now on the 36-yard line. 2:25 to go in the first half. White looking all the way to his receiver, and that one I think is going to be incomplete. Shinola, the intended receiver, Prince Shinola, 5'9" sophomore out of Orlando, Florida.
Well, I thought Prince had the catch there.
36-yard line.
Line drive throw. And the ball comes out.
Stops the clock with 2:16 to go here in the first half.
One of the quickest Frontier Conference games I've ever been involved in, Peter. I've never seen so much running.
White flushed out of the pocket. Is going to get rid of this one. So great pursuit by Carroll.
Clay from Billings Skyview. Number 44 for Skyview just made White force that play. Boy, how big is this for Rocky? 3rd down and 10. You're down 13-0. 2 minutes and 10 seconds left to be played in the first half. Their first game on the turf in front of more than 5,000 here at the Rocky Bowl. They need a touchdown.
Are you surprised that White has not gone back to Kalen Reed? He's out there now. Number 81. Keep your eye on him. 3rd and 10. 2:10 to go. First half. White looks to his left. Pocket collapses. Now he goes deep. And did he make the catch? Yes! Kerrigan with the touchdown.
Touchdown for the Bears. I thought Varner was wide open. Kerrigan gets the touchdown reception. It covers 35 yards, and the Bears have scored.
So they targeted Kerrigan those 3 times into the end zone on a previous drive, and now with White stepping up into the pocket, I thought Kerrigan might have pushed off.
I thought he did too. Varner was wide open on the sideline, and I was looking for a flag, and you didn't see it there, but I did thought Kerrigan may have pushed off.
Well, that has been a great matchup between Kerrigan
and DiGianardo the entire game. Extra point is on the way, and good. So it is a 13-7 ball game. Rocky gets on the board with 2:02 to go here in the first half. SWX is your home for local sports. And we'd like to welcome our network affiliates. Televising today's game, SWX in Billings, Bozeman, Butte, Great Falls, Helena, Kalispell, Missoula, Spokane, Coeur d'Alene, the Tri-Cities, and Yakima. And we're happy to have you join this game with us. And if you have friends or family that live outside the SWX coverage area who want to see this game, we are video streaming the game from the SWX app.
You know, Peter, Carroll College is in the playoffs each and every year. Rocky's only been in the playoffs twice. The first time the Bears ever qualified for the postseason was in 1998 when they hosted Central Washington. It happened to be the busiest weekend of my sportscasting life. On Thursday, I announced 4 games from the Class A girls basketball tournament. Friday, I drove to Helena to announce the Billings West Helena Capital State Championship game. Got home at 3 in the morning. Announced Lori Payne from Havre's last high school game from the girls tournament. Announced Rocky's first ever playoff game that went into overtime in a losing effort. Then that night announced the Class A girls basketball championship game. That's back when I was younger, Peter, and was able to do that.
Kickoff bobbled at about the 15-yard line and returned out to the 25. So it's Carroll ball, 1:56 to go in the first half. Still up 13-7.
Isaiah King was the one that bobbled at football, but how many times do you see that in high school football, college football, where they drop the football, the defense comes down, and all of a sudden there's a wide open hole for the guy who bobbled the football, and he goes for a touchdown. That was huge for Rocky to get on the scoreboard before the half.
First touchdown reception of the season for Kerrigan. Linder to throw, and Griffith open in the flat. A gain of a few on first down. They showed that they can put points on the board quickly last week against Tech because they got the ball with under 40 seconds to go. That set up that game-winning field goal.
You know, Rocky looked like they played a little bit of prevent defense. Griffith was wide open. Nobody was close to him at all defending, and wide open, number 25. Makes the catch, gets out of bounds. Baker on the tackle. Played his high school ball at Billings West.
Linder to throw again. That one might have been tipped.
And how about that rush by Moses? I mean, he was all over J.T. Linder, and he just had to get rid of that football. Nobody picked up Moses at all.
That'll bring up third down and short yardage for the Saints.
You know, Linder has not been sacked in the game, and look at Moses. Goes up, he may have deflected it. Hey, Rocky may get it back and a chance to take the lead before the halftime break.
Well, you got 1:47 left, 3rd and 2. They're going to throw again. Linder has a man, and is it enough for the first down? Should be. Great catch.
Trepney makes the catch out of Glacier High School, and it is enough for the first down. Grady Bennett, head coach at Glacier, once a great Grizzly quarterback.
Carroll right back to the line of scrimmage. And a beautiful catch is made. Going up high for the ball, Kyle Griffith.
That
what
is
a great catch.
Unbelievable athleticism for Griffith. Linder threw that in triple coverage. Griffith said, just throw it up, no problem. I'll just jump up and make the catch. Boy, from a quarterback's perspective, you got a receiver like that, it makes your job look easy.
1:19 and counting, so you got plenty of time. Griffith again with the catch on first down. Tackled at about the 42-yard line.
2-minute offense for the Saints of Carroll College, working out well.
Clock running. You got a minute left. And now, another flag.
Flag on the field.
Well, let's hope this is not another illegal substitution for the Battlin Bears.
Sideline warning, Rocky Mountain College. Their warning.
Well, both teams have had a sideline warning now, so we're even.
Interesting time to throw the flag for that. Rocky, this field is so nice. They want to get out there. They want to get on the field.
Timeout. Carroll College.
So Van Diest is going to talk things over. You got exactly 54.8 seconds to go in the game. We make much of Van Diest and his 18 seasons up there in Helena, as rightfully so. But you got to also look at
a full timeout.
Offensive coordinator Nick Howlett's been there the entire time, and Jim Hogan, the offensive line and strength coach. They've both been there 18 years. It's rare to see that much stability, not only from a head coach at college sports, but also your top assistants.
Hogan's a great guy. He was at Billings Central High School and for a long time. There's Mike Van Diest. He's just, Van Diest has been very, very successful as a head coach, but he's also just a remarkable man. I told him about my son having ACL surgery, soccer player. He said, what's his phone number? And Mike Van Diest called my son up to encourage him to get back into soccer and to rehab after his surgery, and he didn't have to do that. I mean, just he has a great heart.
He's a professional and classy guy through and through. 191 wins, 36 losses, which, as you just pointed out, really only tells a portion of the story. So it's 2nd down and 5. Linder. They pick it up. He's got time. Nobody open now. He's going to tuck it and run. He's got plenty of green in front of him. He's going to slide down at the 30-yard line. Plenty of room to move the chains and stop the clock with 42.6 to go.
Last year, the Saints had a losing record. They went 4-6. They had a lot of problems with their offensive line, and a rebuilt offensive line has been huge for them this year. Linder couldn't find a receiver, decides he'll run it for the first time today. He picks up 25 yards on that carry, and the Saints out on top and threatening to score again for the 30-yard line.
So they're going to put a few seconds back on the game clock. They want it to be about 48 seconds, so there you have it.
Thank you.
Again, be sure to stay with us for our Ford halftime report. 1st and 10, clock running. Here comes pressure. Linder steps away from the coverage and has a man open. They're going to gain a few yards on the play. That's Arnson with the reception, the sophomore from Helena.
Troy Arnson did not play last week against Tech. He was hurt. Arnson was their leading receiver a year ago. 35 receptions for 476 yards and 3 touchdowns. His dad, Tony Arnson, was his high school coach at Helena High.
Rocky nearly got to Linder on that play. So now you got 2nd down. 38 seconds to go. Got plenty of time, and over the middle. He went to Arnson again. Pretty good coverage. And it's incomplete. Now it's 3rd down.
Troy Arnson's little brother Ryan had 5 touchdowns in the game last night for Helena High. A 49-0 win over CMR. He had 4 touchdowns a week before.
And if they do not get this 1st down, you look at the flags flapping in the breeze here in Billings. The wind is with Cole Hamill. And after hitting that 45-yarder last week, clearly has the confidence, and he also has the legs. So they'll try and get another score here, but clearly they want to get the 1st down. They got time.
Please run the game clock down to 31 seconds.
2 scores,
31
a field goal.
The clock did not run during that play.
And
Carroll's got 1 timeout left. Sorry.
With his wind to his back, I mean, he was kicking the ball almost through the uprights on its kickoffs. So plenty of leg.
Thank you.
They'd reset the game clock to 31 seconds. 3rd and 10. Linder to throw. Goes into the flat to Walsh, who is open at the 18-yard line.
Again, Walsh was wide open on that reception, and defensive laps on the part of the Battlin Bears to stop Carroll College in 3rd down and force a field goal. Linder's got, he was only looking for one man, Walsh. Look at that. Nobody within 4 yards of Walsh, and coming up and making the tackle is Cole Jelnick, who played 6-man high school football in Denton.
25.1 seconds left. 1st and 10 on the 16. Linder to throw. Here comes pressure. Hit as he releases the ball, and the catch is made. Touchdown, Carroll.
Tight end was wide open. As soon as he came off the line, Linder was looking one way, and the tight end turned around to get pace of football at about the 2-yard line and made the catch, and that was huge for the Saints. Linder just got that pass off before he was just taken out. 20 seconds left here in the half, and the Saints have scored for the third time this afternoon.
Hamill's extra point, and he drills it. So it is a 20-7 ball game, and believe it or not, Rocky, I was talking to Coach Petrino yesterday, and yes, we did talk about Carroll's big tight ends, and so he knew this was a possibility, and now you've got both tight ends with a touchdown catcher in the first half.
20-7, the Saints of Carroll College out on top, and that hurt the Bears, unable to stop the Saints on third down 3 times in that drive. The Saints came up big, and they're going to have the lead at intermission. Big crowd on hand once again, each and every year. This is always the biggest crowd when Rocky hosts the Saints of Carroll College. And how good is the Frontier Conference, Peter? Well, a Frontier Conference team has played in the national championship game 10 times in the last 15 years.
Yeah, Southern Oregon and Carroll, just those two teams.
They won 7 times. Every other year, a Frontier Conference team wins the national crown.
I mean, the rankings are going to change when they come out here pretty soon, but right now, the preseason ranking, you've got Southern Oregon, which has already lost, and Tech, which lost as well. They were 2-7. Carroll 22. They're going to move up. Western was 25, and Eastern was getting votes. So if they win today, they'll move up because they had that upset over Southern last week.
But what hurts the Frontiers, they can play each other twice, and that kick, will it go through the uprights? It does. Holy smokes, that's 70 yards. That wind does make a difference. Just think what the Frontier Conference would be if they didn't have to play each other twice, and good teams like Tech and Carroll did not have to face each other twice in the same season. I mean, that's what, you get those extra losses. You should have 4 teams every year from the Frontier Conference that go to the playoffs.
You know, it's kind of like the SEC of the NAIA.
Well said. Well said.
Those flags are stiff, pointing right at that end zone. So Coulter Hamill enjoying the wind at his back, and the wind has been at the back for Carroll and J.T. Linder this entire half. 2 touchdowns, 0 interceptions, as Rocky is going to take a knee and be content with this being down 20-7. I guess content's probably not the right way to say that, but this is a half that was really dominated by the Fighting Saints, coming into today ranked 22nd in the country. Of course, they're going to move up after that upset win over Tech. And if they can get another win here today on the road, it'll be off to a great start for the Saints. But we still have another half to play. Please stick around. We've got our 4th halftime report. I'll be talking to Rocky Athletic Director Bruce Parker. And coming up next, we have a fantastic story on Lieutenant Colonel Dan Hargrove.
Billings Hotel and Convention Center is soon to become the Red Lion Hotel and Convention Center. A state-of-the-art sound system makes the Billings Hotel and Convention Center the best place in Billings for your next meeting or conference. Relax from traveling in comfortable rooms with 55-inch TVs, or unwind in the hot tub while the kids enjoy the indoor water slides. Watch the big game in the sports lounge. The Billings Hotel and Convention Center, soon to be the new Red Lion Hotel and Convention Center. Same local owners, same great service.
At Northwestern Energy, part of delivering a bright future means being connected to all our communities. It means delivering safe and reliable power to your home, while helping to power your business's success. It means actively planning for the future, while investing in future generations. It means working to ensure your safety and comfort, while comforting those in need. It's by working together that we're able to deliver a bright future. Because together, we're Northwestern Energy.
Get more from Tire-Rama right now with a Cooper Tire rebate of up to $70. Take the money and ride with American-made tires sold by the trusted folks at your local Tire-Rama. Need more? Ask about our hassle-free warranty. If one tire goes, we'll replace all 4. That's right, up to a $70 rebate from Cooper Tires and the best tire replacement warranty you can find only at Tire-Rama. More than just a tire store. Rebate offer ends October 31st.
Halftime of the Rocky Carroll football game. Tomorrow, the 15th anniversary of 9/11, a date that changed all of our lives. For one person, he has an incredible story to tell of that historic event. With us at halftime is Dan Hargrove, Lieutenant Colonel Dan Hargrove. He is the Director of Aviation at Rocky Mountain College. Dan, tell us where you were on 9/11.
Well, thanks, Rocky. Before I came to Rocky Mountain College, I was a pilot at Andrews Air Force Base in Maryland, and on 9/11 I was flying with the President. Everywhere the President flies, he has 2 airplanes. So I was in the backup airplane, so actually we were empty, but I was following him around. So on September 10th, we landed with him in Florida. If you remember, he was speaking at an elementary school doing an education promotional event. And we were sitting out on our airplane. Frankly, things were very quiet, nothing going on. Flying for the President is very easy, to be honest, because you get everything you need. And we got actually the pilot that was with me got a call from his girlfriend saying an airplane had hit the World Trade Center. So we were just as much confused as everyone else. We didn't have any top secret information. We really didn't know anything more than what we got on the telephone, and then we listened to the radio and heard about the events in New York and Washington, D.C. unfolding. While we sat there, Air Force One called us up. The President was moving. He was on his way out to the airplane, and they told us to take off and fly to Barstow Air Force Base in Louisiana. That was a surreal moment as a pilot. We took off, and by the time we took off, they had grounded all airplanes in all U.S. airspace, which lasted for 3 days. Ask any pilot who was flying that day to tell their story. They all have crazy stories. Ours was that we got airborne when nobody else was allowed to fly. I don't know of any other airplanes in the U.S. at that point that were airborne except the 2 of us plus military fighters that were providing protection for the President.
And here you were at what was supposed to be a secret base, and your wife calls and she knows where you're at.
Well, we landed in Louisiana. I walked into, things slowed down. The President's plane, they were going to give us some of their passengers, some congressmen, senators to take back to Washington, D.C. So I was able to go into the building and file a flight plan and just kind of regroup while we moved passengers and that sort of thing. So I had an opportunity to call home to my wife. And I went from being just a guy at work doing my job to what everybody else was. I became a dad and a husband and a citizen just very quickly when I talked to my wife. So it was a very emotional moment to get her on the phone and say, "How are you?" When she heard my voice, she cried. When I heard her voice, I cried. And her first words through her tears were, "Where are you?" And I said, "Honey, I can't tell you." And she said, "Well, you're in Louisiana, aren't you?" "Well, yeah, I am." CNN's very good, and they knew exactly where we were.
So you take the dignitaries off the President's plane onto your airplane. You're on your way back to D.C. As you get close to D.C., not only do you have fighter escorts, but you see the smoke from the Pentagon.
I had no visuals from that day. You and everyone else had been watching TV all day, but I hadn't. We didn't have TV on the airplanes back then. So for the first visual I had of the day, it was a beautiful day on the East Coast. Looked like Montana looks almost every day. Somewhat unusual there. But we're on final approach to Andrews Air Force Base, and my first visual of the day was seeing the column of smoke. It's only 10 miles or so over to the Pentagon. I had an appointment that afternoon at the Pentagon. Had the attacks happened in the afternoon instead of in the morning, I would have been at the Pentagon when it was hit with an airplane. So some of that was just the chance, the way the timing worked out. But that was a very significant moment for me as well, to see the smoke, to see my daughter's school, to see our church, to see my neighborhood, to see the runway where I did all of my training. And there were fighter aircraft that did join up on our airplane. They had shoot-to-kill orders. They had been told any unauthorized aircraft approaching Washington, D.C. to shoot them down. Obviously, they didn't shoot us down, but they did pull up beside us, confirm who we are, and it really struck me that we were in a combat situation in a hostile environment, and yet it was over my house.
No airplanes flying for 3 days, but you had dignitaries in D.C. and New York that had to get back to their country.
After I landed, my job really kicked in, and that was really taking care of the security of the Air Force Base. But yes, that's right. You close the airspace, you trap people, and they were travelers all over the United States. 2 that were trapped were the Prime Minister of Australia and the President of Lithuania. So it was one of my small tasks, but the next day they, of course, wanted to get home and run their country, so we provided transportation to Hawaii for the Australian and to Iceland for the Lithuanian.
Quickly tell us about the aviation program at Rocky Mountain College.
Well, I'd love to. We're very proud of what we do here. 4-year bachelor's degree. We're producing professional pilots. Our graduates occasionally go into the military. We produce an awful lot of airline pilots. When you look up in the cockpit and that pilot looks young, ask them where they went to school. If they went to Rocky Mountain College, you can relax. They're very well trained.
Lieutenant Dan Hargrove, the Director of Aviation at Rocky Mountain College.
EBMS was founded in 1980 to ensure Montana companies could provide health benefits that were both beneficial and affordable. That vision hasn't changed, it's just grown. I joined EBMS more than 20 years ago, and I'm proud to have been part of this growth. Today, more than 300 team members join me at EBMS to offer on-site clinics, wellness, prescription programs, and a full array of benefit services. We've emerged as an industry leader and one of Montana's premier employers.
Join a dynamic organization that offers career growth, exceptional benefits, and support for community involvement. EBMS.
Truck Month. Time to see all the ways Ford F-Series comes in first. Super Duty. First in its class in max horsepower. First in its class in standard torque. And first in its class in diesel fuel economy. So, when there's a truck with all these firsts, why waste a second on anyone else? During Truck Month, get 0% financing for 72 months or up to $8,359 total value on Super Duty. See your local Ford store today.
This country wasn't discovered, it was built. One home, one neighborhood, one school at a time. The future, it has to be built too. Out of concrete, out of drywall and 2x4s. At ProBuild, we believe there's a builder inside us all. We believe it's time we put him to work.
And welcome back, everybody, as we're kind of going over the stats for the first half, and I'm trying to point out what's more important. I think clearly you look at the running game for Carroll College and the interceptions for Rocky Mountain and quarterback Chase White. First of all, Peter Young, Rocky Erickson, thanks for tuning in. It's halftime, and it is 20-7. Carroll on top. Your thoughts first half?
You know, what Mike Van Dies wanted to do, Peter, in this game was establish more of that running game. Last weekend against Montana Tech, another nationally ranked opponent, they only rushed for 109 yards in that game. Halftime, in the first two quarters against Rocky, the Saints have already rushed for 108 yards on the ground. So they have established a running game with their much improved offensive line from a year ago. And J.T. Linder has been outstanding. He's thrown for 3 touchdowns in the first half. Carroll with almost 250 yards of offense in the first half, and Rocky with just 56 yards on the ground, and of course 2 picks from the quarterback Chase White.
Yeah, Jason Petrino, the head coach for Rocky, and only his 3rd game ever as head coach, talked about wanting to establish the run against this great Carroll defense. Hasn't done it so far, only those 56 yards, but then you look at what else they have tried, and they've got the 2 picks. So let's look ahead to this 3rd quarter. What do they do differently?
What really hurt Rocky was that final drive for Carroll College. If they could have stopped them, they would have only been down by 1 touchdown. I think what's big for Rocky in the second half, you don't have turnovers against the Mike Van Dies team. I mean, you're not going to come out on top. When you're down 2-0 in the turnovers in the first half, you can't turn the ball over in the second half. They've got to stop Carroll College defensively. How many opportunities did Carroll have on 3rd down, and they came up big to keep their drive alive?
Well, Coach Van Dies also talked about trying to pick up the blitz and give J.T. Linder plenty of time to throw the ball. Remember, this was only his 2nd start as a college quarterback. He had a fantastic first half. 14 of 21 for 134 yards, those 2 touchdowns and 0 interceptions. He's been only sacked 1 time. They've got to get more pressure on him.
You know, he has struggled in the first half. It hasn't been all of his fault, and Rocky's got some work to do if they want to come out on top. But let's remember, they've only won twice against the Saints in the last 31 games in this series.
It is hard to beat Coach Mike Van Dies and the Fighting Saints coming into this game ranked 22nd in the nation. They're on top right now, 20-7 here at Rocky Mountain. We're going to take another break. When we come back, we'll have Rocky's athletic director, Bruce Parker, talking about this new field and some exciting developments for the Women's NAIA National Basketball Championship. Stick around. We'll be right back.
Excited about Bobcat season? Trust us, so are we. Sometimes game day just can't get here soon enough. You could show up 12 hours before kickoff to show your colors, or you could get the new Bobcat banking card from First Interstate Bank. Find out more at bobcatbanking.com.
It's hard to be in college and not be focused.
Being an athlete even helps you become more and more focused.
If I don't stay focused, I fall way behind on schoolwork.
A lot of homework on the bus and in hotel room.
This is one of the most formational times in your life, and so it's important to make healthy choices.
Because people who are tobacco-free just do better in school.
I don't use tobacco. I feel like your body is your temple.
I don't think I'd be the person I am today if I had used tobacco products.
I'm focused on a tobacco-free generation.
At Pizza Hut, we've got a carry-out deal just for you. Any pizza, any size, any crust, and any topping for just $10. You want a large hand-tossed pepperoni and mushroom? $10. Or maybe you're a large pan supreme kind of person. $10. Thinking about a combination of your own? Well, that's $10 too. That's any pizza, any size, any crust, and any topping for just $10. And get stuffed crust for just $2 more. This $10 carry-out deal ends soon, so hurry to Pizza Hut today.
And we are back at Herb Clint Field. First game on the brand new turf here. A $2 million investment by Rocky Mountain College and their athletic director, Bruce Parker, who could not make it up here to the press booth. So, partner, it's you and I want to talk about that Petrino connection. You know, there's kind of that saying in hockey, I went to a fight and a hockey game broke out. Well, I like to say I went to a Montana family reunion on a Saturday afternoon and a Frontier Conference football game broke out. So let's talk about that Petrino-Carroll connection.
1999 was the first year that Mike Van Dies took over as a head coaching job at Carroll College. He replaces a legend, Bob Putter Petrino, who was at Carroll for a number of years, 25 seasons, won 13 Frontier Conference championships. And, of course, everybody knows who his son is, Bobby Jr. Petrino, who's at Louisville, who was an All-American quarterback for his dad at Carroll College. Well, in 1999, it's Mike Van Dies' first season. One of his seniors at Carroll College is Jason Petrino. And Jason Petrino had some difficulties with his scholarship that year. Unbeknownst to Jason, Mike Van Dies went to the college president and asked him if they could help Jason with a scholarship that season to cover his expenses. Jason stays on as an assistant coach for a couple of years. And for the first time in Mike Van Dies' 18 years as a head coach at Carroll College, he looks across the sideline and he's facing a former player who's the head coach. Multiple times there's been assistant coaches, but it goes back to what you were mentioning before, you know, like Coach Hogan. He's been there all 18 years. His coaches are loyal to him, and they're not leaving Mike to go coach against him.
Well, another part of that story as well, in 99, when Coach Van Dies came on to Carroll as the head coach, one of the assistants who got let go was Jason's father, Mike Petrino. Jason's other cousin, Paul, is the head coach at the University of Idaho. And, of course, Jason's younger brother is an assistant here on the staff for Rocky Mountain. So the connections really run deep. Bruce Parker, the athletic director for, I was about to say Carroll, but for Rocky Mountain was the athletic director at Carroll for a long time, which you and I have had a lot of experience with Bruce.
You know, a few years ago when Carroll College came to play at Rocky, it was such an emotional weekend for Bruce Parker. I mean, he was at Carroll College for a number of years, for most of those national championships, and then he's the athletic director at Rocky Mountain College, and Carroll College comes in as their opponent, and that was a difficult time, but Bruce Parker has won more Athletic Director of the Year awards at ADIA, I think, than anybody else, and what a great job he's done, and Rocky is so fortunate to have him here at Rocky Mountain College, and you know, to get this field, and it also benefits Billings Central that they have a home field to play on Friday night under the lights.
Bruce is also instrumental in landing the NAIA National Championships for the women's basketball tournament. So that will start in March of 2017. It's a 2-year contract. 31 games in about 4 or 5 days.
So there'll be 32 teams. They'll play at Montana's largest basketball arena, the MetroPark Arena. It seats 10,500. And the women from Rocky Mountain College have already qualified for the NAIA National Basketball Tournament for the first time in several years.
All right, well, let's switch gears and go back to the game we have right now at the newly refurbished Herb Clint Field. The first half stats clearly are going to favor Carroll College. The ones that will really stand out are the turnovers. You've got 2 Rocky Mountain turnovers, the 2 interceptions, and the total yards is actually closer than I would have thought, 242 to 187.
187 yards for the Battlin Bears and just 1 touchdown to show for it. We had an incredibly good defensive game in that first quarter, Peter, which is quite uncommon in the high-scoring Frontier Conference. It's kind of like Montana 6-man football. It's always a high-scoring game.
The rushing yards also stand out for Rocky. They wanted to try and establish the run and thus give White more time to throw, but they clearly haven't done in this first half. And Van Diest, he always talks about stopping the run. That front line for Carroll College, it seems like no matter what the name is on the back of the jersey, and they don't have the names on the back of the jerseys for the Fighting Saints, but it seems like no matter who is there, Van Diest seems to find some tough Montana kids that know how to play his style of football.
That's a lot of Montana kids started on both sides of the football, but White in that first half, not only did he throw 2 picks, he was only 8 of 17 passing in that first half. Rocky with just 51 passing yards, and they have struggled in their 3 games this season trying to establish that run.
Well, we are in the press box here at Herb Clinfield, and going on behind us, it's not everybody trying to step up the ladder to get pizza or popcorn. That's actually the coaches who are headed up to, I guess you'd call their press booth right above us as they keep an eye on things from that bird's eye view. You look over the film at the end of this first half, down 20-7. There's probably a lot for those Rocky coaches that they're not going to enjoy seeing, but let's see as we look forward to this third quarter. Again, specifically, I think they got to go back to number 81, that wide receiver who had so much success in the first half. And at 6'4", he's really a hard matchup for those Carroll defenders in the secondary.
I think Rocky was focused so much on covering number 1, Connor Phone. There were so many other times that another wide receiver was wide open for the Saints, and it's going to be a difficult second half. Rocky needs to score early in this second half. They don't want to fall behind by 2 or 3 touchdowns against the Saints.
As Kalen Reed, number 81, with the 2 catches for 39 yards, along with 21. White really spread the ball out. Jace Van Zee with 2 catches. Varner also getting the bulk of the touches as the running back gained 33 yards on the ground and caught a couple out of the backfield.
Ryan Walsh was also outstanding in that first half, 64 yards on the ground for the Fighting Saints of Carroll College. And for Billings, Montana to have a college football stadium like this has been huge for the community. Dela Stadium also has turf. The same company did turf here at Rocky Mountain College at Dela Stadium and at famed Naranche Stadium in Butte and at Missoula County High School Stadium as well.
So we are just about set for the start of the second half. 20-7 the score. And it will be Rocky ball to kick off the second half. Battlin Bears with the ball trying to cut into this deficit. Third quarter coming up.
Our physicians and athletic trainers have been building better athletes for over 20 years. We are the official sports medicine provider to the Billings Mustangs, MSUB Yellow Jackets, and Rocky Mountain College Battlin Bears. AMP ensures that athletes of all ages and skill levels receive the training and medical care for top performance and to stay healthy. AMP, Athletic Medicine and Performance, powered by St. Vincent Healthcare, Ortho Montana, and Yellowstone Surgery Center.
We are community. We are proud. We are business. Nothing sells like success. Western Security Bank. Member FDIC. Equal housing lender.
Truck Month. Time to see all the ways Ford F-Series comes in first. F-150, your first choice for safety. The first and only light-duty pickup with an available EcoBoost engine. and first and only pickup with Pro Trailer Backup Assist. So when there's a truck with all these firsts, why waste a second on anyone else? During Truck Month, get 0% financing for 72 months or up to $10,773 in total value on F-150. See your local Ford store today.
And we're back. Peter Young along with Rocky Erickson. Start of the third quarter, and it is Rocky football. 1st and 10 on the 25. The kickoff went into the end zone. And
against the wind. To the end zone.
And so now White and the rest of that Battlin Bears offense out on the field trying to put some more points on the board. The sweep for Shinola. Going to gain a few yards on first down.
Interesting first down play
Chase White
for
hands the
Rocky
ball off to
Mountain
number
College,
1,
who starts
Brent
this second
Shinola.
half.
Shinola picks up a couple yards on the play. That'll bring up 2nd down and 8 to go.
Big possession for Rocky here. Only scored once in the first half.
White with time. Has his receiver, and I think he might have skipped it to him. Yep. That's going to bring up a 3rd and 8.
And that's what Peter Young wanted the Bears to do more, is get the ball to number 81, Kalen Reed. And White's pass was not a perfect spiral, and Reed picked it up on one hop, and apparently that does not count for a catch.
So 3rd and 8.
Chase Van Zee back in the game, lines up on the left side with Reed.
White looks to his left, now flushed out of the pocket and on the move. And a late flag comes down. DiGianardo in on the coverage. Pass intended for McGee.
That was our defensive player of the first half who got a pick, got to the receiver just a little early with the pass interference call. And boy, how many times in that first half did I think there was a pass interference call, and there was no call at all.
Pass interference, defense number 9. 15-yard penalty, automatic first down.
Big break for the Battlin Bears.
Yeah, you called it. So 15-yarder keeps this drive alive, puts the ball on the 42-yard line. First and 10 just underway here in the third quarter. Handoff to Varner. And Varner straight up the middle. That is a hard-fought 3-yard gain.
Well, Baker boys are tough. Only 3 yards on that carry for Varner.
That'll bring up 2nd down and about 8 to go.
Hit and brought down on the play by Cohen.
White running for his life. And that may show up as maybe a 1-yard gain, but really a great job by that front 7 for Carroll. Nearly got the sack.
Meyer from Boise, Idaho got the tackle, but White was fortunate to gain a couple. Long 3rd down play coming up for the Battlin Bears of Rocky. Just underway here in the 3rd, the first game for Rocky on their new turf field.
Third and 7. Reed split out to White's right, and he's got trips to the left. Top of your screen. White with time over the middle. Catch is made. Breaks the tackle to the 40-yard line, and it is a foot race. Chase Van Zee is going to score for Rocky.
55-yard touchdown for Billings West High's Chase Van Zee. Finds the end zone, and Rocky scores on their first possession. All Van Zee had to do is make the catch and get by one defender, and he had that long touchdown. There's nobody else behind him. And Chase Van Zee into the end zone for a 55-yard touchdown.
Media timeout.
So it is 20-13.
The Saints 20.
With 12:49 to go in the third quarter.
Fans, let's make some noise.
Opportunity is. I love my job at Opportunity Bank of Montana. I get to help my neighbors with business and agriculture loans, including new equipment loans. I understand that people need a bank they can rely on. You see, I grew up here with the eastern high plains out our front door and the crazy mountains in our backyard. Come see me, Brandy, or one of my colleagues at Opportunity Bank of Montana. Your local bank, your opportunity.
This country wasn't discovered, it was built. One home, one neighborhood, one school at a time. The future, it has to be built too, out of concrete, out of drywall and 2x4s. At ProBuild, we believe there's a builder inside us all. We believe it's time we put them to work.
EBMS was founded in 1980 to ensure Montana companies could provide health benefits that were both beneficial and affordable. That vision hasn't changed, it's just grown. I joined EBMS more than 20 years ago, and I'm proud to have been part of this growth. Today, more than 300 team members join me at EBMS to offer on-site clinics, wellness, prescription programs, and a full array of benefit services. We've emerged as an industry leader and one of Montana's premier employers.
Join a dynamic organization that offers career growth, exceptional benefits, and support for community involvement. EBMS.
Touchdown.
Extra point was good, so it's 20-14. Carroll still on top. 12:49 to go in the third quarter. And just the kind of drive that the Battlin Bears wanted and needed at this point in the game. And so it's back to a one-score ball game. Carroll going to get the ball back for the first time here in the second half. Well, we have not seen many kickoff returns today, have we?
Amy Smith flies out of the end zone for a touchback. Saints will take over first down and 10 from the 25. Fans, don't forget, this is the last quarter to buy those 50-50 tickets.
First and 10, 25. Carroll going to try and respond. Griffith in motion. You got two backs surrounding Linder. They're going to hand off. And driven to the turf. Maybe lost a yard or two on the play.
Brought down with a big hit by number 44, Chase Bertelson. That'll bring up second down, about 10 to go.
So second and 10. Linder to throw. Flushed out, and again, he's just going to throw this one away. Caught by one of the assistant coaches on the Rocky sideline.
Number 17, Alex Hoffman throws the ball away. That'll bring up third down and 10 for
the game of the week has four upcoming games this fall. On September 24th, we'll be in Helena for Southern Oregon at Carroll. Then on the 15th of October, we'll go see the College of Idaho take on Montana Western in Dillon. October 22nd, it's Rocky at Carroll in the rematch. And on November 15th, we're back here in Billings for a November tilt between Montana Western and Rocky Mountain College. So make sure you keep those dates. I hope you join us here at SWX. Third and 10, Rocky. Trips to the top of the screen. Here comes pressure. And Linder's going to go down. All the momentum right now is with the Battlin Bears.
Alex Hoffman sacked by your Battlin Bears number 42, J.J. James. That'll bring up fourth down yardage for the Saints and brings on the punting unit. Punting for the Saints, number 13, Dylan Torgerson. In the backfield for your Battlin Bears, number 1, Prince Shinola.
Shinola standing on his own 25-yard line. Again, Torgerson's going to be kicking into the wind. And it's still a beautiful punt. Shinola at the 22-yard line and is going to get dropped for about a 2-yard loss. Great special teams coverage.
Shinola with no gain on the return.
Rocky Torgerson averaged 54 yards on 3 punts in the first half. That one was probably another 50-yarder.
Will take first down yardage from the 22-yard line.
So 11:18 to go in the third. 20-14. This has been all Rocky in the third quarter. The momentum has clearly shifted towards Coach Petrino's team, trying to upset and defeat his mentor, Coach Van Diest. White going to keep it. Breaks the tackle into open field. Going to slide down at the 35-yard line.
Chase White with the quarterback keeper. That rush good enough for a Battlin Bear. First down.
Pass to Van Zee, who is nailed at the 39-yard line, but manages to hold on. Boy, Van Zee is not a big target, but he is having a fantastic second half.
Was brought down by the Saints, number 9, Vince DeGio-Leonardo.
Pickup of 5. It's 2nd and 5. Handoff, spin move. And Rocky still may have lost about a yard on the play.
First time that we've seen Sam Sparks carry the football, and remember Sparks had 78 yards in the game last week. Sparks actually got hit behind the line and was able to make it back near the line of scrimmage. Third down play coming up for Rocky Mountain College. You know, we talked about how important it was to establish a running game. I've not seen two Frontier Conference teams run so much in a long time.
White's going to throw this time. Here comes pressure, sidearms it, and in and out of the hands of his receiver. Went right back to Van Zee.
You know, Jace Van Zee was open, but White's pass was short, and Van Zee was unable to come back and make the catch. Carroll College, they're going to get the football back, and the Saints of Carroll College have never been behind this afternoon. They lead 20-14 with 9 minutes and 48 seconds left to be played here in quarter number 3.
Dylan Johnson to punt, the freshman. And DiGianardo for the Saints is back at about the 20-yard line. This one off the side of his foot. It's going to bounce at about the 29 and be down by Rocky right there. So pretty good field position to start off this drive for the Fighting Saints.
That punt was almost blocked.
Media timeout called on the field.
20-14, Fighting Saints on top. Their ball when we come back to Billings. Stay with us.
16-17 years.
Dedication. It's the difference between being a Grizz fan and being a real Grizz fan. And now, thanks to First Interstate Bank, it's even easier to show your true colors. Get special rates, discounts on Grizz gear, and tons of other members-only benefits without the hassle of a 24/7 paint job. The new Grizz Banking debit card from First Interstate Bank. Find out more at grizzbanking.com.
There was a time when cancer patients with rare and difficult cases had to travel a great distance to get the treatment they needed, leaving loved ones behind. Billings Clinic's membership in the Mayo Clinic Care Network means Billings Clinic specialists can consult with Mayo Clinic on your care, creating another breakthrough we call home. Billings Clinic, where it all comes together.
Picking up pieces of my life, sometimes there's ones I just can't find, but they found a home with you. And when I think about the things that we've been through, I know just one thing is true: life is better with you. Oh, oh, life is better with you.
Here in Billings, 1st and 10 for Carroll, and Linder dropping back to pass. Finally gets some pressure along the backside and just manages to get the pass off before he gets level, but it was incomplete.
Billy Williams out of Gillette, Wyoming, went to Campbell County High School. Making that stop. What Campbell County High School is most famous for is their girls basketball program that has won several state championships.
Bit of an extra pop, a little bit of extra step in the Battlin Bears. Here's to start the third quarter. 2nd and 10. Dawson in motion. Linder trying to set up the screen pass. Pass is complete, but Rocky did a nice job of sniffing that one out. And they're going to lose about 4 or 5 yards on the play.
Walsh made the catch, but Rocky with the blitz and a great defensive pursuit. And, well, you're right, Peter. After Rocky's last score, their first score of the second half, they've really came alive. And, you know, when they won here a couple of years ago on November 3rd of 2012, that was just their first win against Carroll College at home since 2000.
Brings up a 3rd and 15 with 8.5 to go in the third. 3 wide receivers for Linder. Phone in motion. He's looking towards him, and Linder's going to go down again.
And catching him from behind, Jesse Sanders, redshirt freshman out of Star Valley High School in Afton, Wyoming.
Great defensive stop for Rocky, so they're going to get the ball back with pretty good field possession. Plenty of time to go in the third. They get a score here, Rocky. They're going to take the lead.
And the All-American punter is back in the game. Dylan Torgensen for Carroll College.
Wind looks like it's shifted a little bit. Going across the field. Doesn't matter a bit. Well, that needs a flight pattern back to the 19-yard line. Good move. Shinola breaks a tackle or two, and it's a great punt return. Rocky's going to start this drive on their own 34-yard line. But how about Torgerson?
He almost outpunts his coverage, though.
It's a good problem to have.
Special teams player of the week in the Frontier Conference and maybe the national player of the week. 6 national championships for the Saints. 4 in a row in 2002 to 05, and during that stretch, they only lost 4 football games during those 4 seasons.
White with time, hit as he delivers a deep shot downfield. And a late flag comes in. It was intended for Kerrigan. And they're going to call this on DiGianardo.
Well, that was a late flag as Kerrigan, who got the touchdown earlier for Rocky.
Eligible receiver, 10 yards, automatic first down.
Tough call against Carroll. Those two have gone at each other this entire game. It has been fun to watch. 2 great athletes. That is a huge penalty.
First down.
White had the time going for the home run ball deep, and
wow.
Not sure if he would have had the opportunity to make that catch. Almost looked like the receiver slowed down. Let the defender come in over his back.
So it gives Rocky the first down, moves the ball up to the 43-yard line. 7.5 to go in the third. This entire third quarter has been dominated by the Battlin Bears. Trying to get the upset win against the Fighting Saints, something that has been rare this century. And White just has to unload it as he gets taken down by 2 Saint defenders, and Van Diest wants an intentional grounding.
Kyle Smith from Kelly Walsh High School is the one that got him. Boy, White's getting up really, really slow here.
There is a late flag.
Look at that.
Offense number 6. Ball slated at the start of the pass. Loss of down. Second down.
Yep, so
That's
they did
going
get him
against White?
Yep. So intentional grounding, that's going to move the ball back to about the 29-yard line.
Midway through the third, 7:27 left to be played in quarter number 3 here at the Rocky Bowl.
White with 5 wide receivers, and he's going to again get flushed out of the pocket. And he throws to McGee along the sideline. He's going to pick up a few. He needed a lot, and now he's going to have another long 3rd down.
Well, that offensive line for Rocky Mountain College not giving White much time at all here in the second half. Remember, White got picked off twice in the first half, and he was only 8 of 17 through the air in the first 2 quarters.
3rd and 13. Here comes pressure. White. Taken down from the backside. And they're going to say he was down. That's Austin Moore, the senior, number 46, who finally tracked down White.
Well, it's not surprising. White has been harassed this entire drive, the last 2 drives for Rocky, and give some credit to that Carroll defense. I mean, they're hanging on with a 1-touchdown lead, only up by 6, a touchdown and a PAT, and Rocky would take the lead. And the Carroll defense has been outstanding the last 2 opportunities for Rocky.
Digi Leonardo is at his 25-yard line. No, this one's going to go out of bounds at about the 30.
How can Montana Tech, Carroll College have such a close game last weekend? I mean, the parity in the league is very surprising.
6:22 to go in the 3rd. Carroll ball when we return to Herb Clint Field.
Part of delivering a bright future means being connected to all our communities. It means delivering safe and reliable power to your home while helping to power your business's success. It means actively planning for the future while investing in future generations. It means working to ensure your safety and comfort while comforting those in need. It's by working together that we're able to deliver a bright future. Because together, we're Northwestern Energy.
Get it? Got it? Good. Get a rebate up to $70 right now on your Cooper tire purchase from Tire-Emma. Choose 4 tires from our wide selection of Cooper tires in stock now, including Cooper CS3, Discoverer AT3, Weathermaster WSC, and many more. With over 150,000 tires in stock, we're sure to have your tire with the offer you don't want to miss. Up to $70 on Cooper tires at Tire-Emma. Offer ends October 31st. Get it? Got it? Good. Tire-Emma. More than just a tire store.
Our physicians and athletic trainers have been building better athletes for over 20 years. We are the official sports medicine provider to the Billings Mustangs, MSUB Yellow Jackets, and Rocky Mountain College Battlin Bears. AMP ensures that athletes of all ages and skill levels receive the training and medical care for top performance and to stay healthy. AMP, Athletic Medicine and Performance, powered by St. Vincent Healthcare, Orville, Montana, and Yellowstone Surgery Center.
Offense has been pretty quiet here 3rd quarter. They still have the lead 20-14, 6:22 to go in the 3rd. Linder to throw, and wide open receiver just overthrew him. That's Fohn.
Connor Fohn wasn't even turned around in time to make that catch. Look at the people sitting on the side of the hill, and it's like the Little League World Series where little kids take their cardboard boxes and slide down the hill. There's a lot of little football games going on in the end zone as well, and what a great way to spend a Saturday afternoon. I get to spend it with the world-famous Peter Young.
And I get to spend it with the Montana Broadcaster of the Year, Rocky Erickson. We're sitting here at the 50-yard line, and they're paying us to talk about football. It's not bad. Ali with the carry on 2nd down. He's going to get maybe a yard or 2.
Number 28, Major Ali.
So clock running with just over 6 minutes to go here in the 3rd. Now you're looking at another 3rd and long for the Carroll offense.
Pearson from Helena Capital makes the tackle. 44 years that Helena Capital has played high school football. They've only had 4 losing seasons in those 44 years.
Call it 3rd and 8. Phone in motion. Linder again flushed out. Pressure. Pass is complete to Griffith. That should be enough for a 1st down.
That was huge. The play was successful because the offensive line gave Linder enough time to make that completion. J.T. Linder played his high school football for Terry Thomas at Dillon, Beaverhead County High School. In double coverage, completes a pass to Griffith, and boy, he's been every place today, running the football and catching the football. And the Saints are doing what they need to do. They have the lead, and they're keeping the ball away from the Battlin Bears.
Yeah, that ball was a bit of a duck, but it was right on target. Moves the sticks. First down on the 41. Now under center. Play action. They sell it perfectly. And now you're going to see some more flags.
You know, the official closest to the play did not throw the flag. The pass interference flag came from the official further away.
Defense number 2, 15
and,
penalty,
well,
automatic first out.
You make the call.
Yeah, they call it on Jason Baker. Arnson was the intended receiver. The ball sailed over his head by a good 5 yards.
Jason Baker out of Billings West. West High last night suffered their worst loss ever, lost to Billings Senior by 37.
So that puts the ball on the 44-yard line. Phone in motion, trying to get the sweep. Phone breaks 2 tackles and finally run down after a loss of about a yard or 2. Darrell Fulton, the junior from Forsyth, Montana, with the stop.
The Phone was fortunate to make it back to the line of scrimmage. He was almost tackled for a 5-yard loss. I'll tell you what, Peter, both these teams are evenly matched. Rocky comes in 1-1. The Saints with that big win last week against Tech, but we're watching 2 very good football teams.
Just over 4 left, third quarter, second down and 10. Linder's got the time, has Griffith. Pretty close to the sticks. Might be about a yard short.
Chase Bertelson out of Webo, Montana, in on the tackle for the Battlin Bears of Rocky Mountain College. Boy, what a time-consuming drive here for the Saints. Bertelson knocks him out. His brother Travis was a great player here at Rocky Mountain College.
So it's actually enough for a first down. Put the ball at the 44-yard line. Linder. He's going to go down right at midfield. Just waited too long to try and find somebody to get open, and Swandell never gave up and got him.
Seth Swandell, one of the biggest defensive plays of the afternoon for the Battlin Bears of Rocky. And I believe that is the first sack of the game. Swandell got by his defender, and Linder unable to get rid of the football and sacked back at midfield. And this is going to be second down and 20 coming up for the Saints.
Just under 3 to go in the third.
I think Linder might have to make a phone call here on second long. Phone split out wide to the right.
They're going to fake the handoff. And on second down, he's going to keep it and gain a few yards. I was waiting for it. I was waiting for the phone home to Connor Phone, which, by the way, my kids did watch E.T. this week, so I thought the timing of that was a bit ironic.
Baker in on the tackle for Billings West. Interesting play called on second down and long on the quarterback keep for J.T. Linder, and Linder, the big quarterback, doesn't slide down. Now it's going to be third down and long coming up for the Saints. And you got to wonder here, Peter, from the 44-yard line, if it's an incomplete pass, they may go for it on fourth down.
Well, they're clearly out of field goal range, but you're right. How many yards does a punt gain you? Maybe this is the time you take a shot at the end zone. If it's picked off, it's almost like a punt. Linder's again getting flushed out, throws a sidearm, and it's almost picked off in and out of the hands of his receiver, Arnson, and right into the breadbasket of a Battlin Bear defensive back, and he couldn't hold on.
Boy, Fulton should have had that, number 12, for the Battlin Bears. Watch this pass by J.T. Linder. Hits the receiver's hands, bounces out, and Fulton should have had the pick. But either way, Rocky's going to get it back. Carroll Torgensen back to punt.
It wasn't a bad pass. It went right in and out of the receiver. It's kind of like that first interception that White threw in and out of the hands of his receiver. And they get their hands on the punt.
Rocky sent 10. They only let the return man back. Rocky rushes 10. They partially block the punt. And the Battlin Bears, down by 6, will take over first down and 10. At the 30-yard line. Peter, the Bears want to win this game so bad. Think how big it would be for Jason Petrino, his first season at Rocky. He once played at Carroll College under Mike Van Dies back in 1999. You were probably still in high school in 99, weren't you, Peter?
I wish. You were in junior high then if I was in high school. Come on now. Petrino was actually one of his captains that year. 1:36 to go in the third. They fake the sweep. They hand off up the middle. Boy, they really do look a lot sharper here in this third quarter, Rocky.
Varner comes off right tackle and gets a nice gain. You got to wonder what it was like in the locker room at halftime for Coach Petrino talking to his Battlin Bears. Fake the handoff and give it off to the Baker Spartan, who runs right up the middle, gets past that first line of defenders, and second down and 4.
Takes the handoff, rolls to his right, and a big hit at the 44-yard line in and out of the hands of his receiver. That's number 88, Dylan Swandle, who can't hang on. That was a vicious shot.
Tucker Johnson defending for the Saints of Carroll College. Third down play coming up here for Rocky.
And vicious may not be the right word because it was a perfectly legitimate play. So 3rd and 4. Boy, Rocky, both teams have really had their chances here in this third quarter, especially the Battlin Bears. This could be another 3 and out after having pretty good field position off that block punt. You got 4 wide receivers for White. Here comes pressure. Gets the pass off in time. They finally go back to Reed, and it'll be enough for a first down.
Boy, that was big. That was huge for Rocky Mountain College, and White's favorite receiver all afternoon has been number 81, Reed. And on 3rd down and 4, look at White. He only has eyes in one direction toward Reed. Reed makes that catch, move the chains. The Bears have another first down near midfield.
Funny you say he's only got eyes for Reed. I thought he had eyes in the back of his head as he was able to step into the pocket and avoid the rush. They hand off on first down. And Varner's going to pick up a few yards, get tackled inside Carroll territory. That will probably be the final play of the third quarter as the clock winds down under 10 seconds. 20-14. The 22nd ranked Fighting Saints of Carroll College still have the lead, but it is a one-possession game. 1 quarter remains here in Billings.
Time to see all the ways Ford F-Series comes in first. Super Duty. First in its class in max horsepower. First in its class in standard torque. And first in its class in diesel fuel economy. So, when there's a truck with all these firsts, why waste a second on anyone else? During Truck Month, get 0% financing for 72 months or up to $8,359 total value on Super Duty. See your local Ford store today.
We're almost done.
Yeah. So have you decided where you'll stay?
Change of plans. I'm actually going to be staying at home.
Staying home?
My doctor checked with the Mayo Clinic, and they said they wouldn't do anything different there.
Really? That's good.
it's really good.
Excited about Bobcat season? Trust us, so are we. Sometimes game day just can't get here soon enough. You could show up 12 hours before kickoff to show your colors, or you could get the new Bobcat banking card from First Interstate Bank. Find out more at bobcatbanking.com.
Back at Herb Clint Field, final quarter here. It's 20-14 Carroll on top. With me, Athletic Director for Rocky Mountain College, Bruce Parker. Bruce, thanks for sitting down for just a few moments. I know it's a busy day, but kind of talk about this culmination here on this beautiful Saturday afternoon and this great new field of yours.
Well, great. It's a great day, Peter. We're so excited about the great crowd that's here today. Tremendous rivalry with Carroll College. And yeah, this is the culmination of a lot of hard work with a lot of people on this campus and this community. It's a community field. Billings Central played Dillon here last night. This is their home field as well. But we're so excited that almost 6,000 people are here today to watch this one.
So in this phase, you got the brand new turf, you got the lights, but there's more to come.
Yeah, more to come. Phase 2 will include a new press box, new bleachers on the visitor sideline. So we have a lot more aesthetic things to fix up. We're going to have a berm in the end zone that's going to start going in next week. So it'll be a true bowl in this stadium.
3rd down and 2. Critical 3rd down here to start this final quarter for the Battlin Bears. And the reception is made. The drive continues. Tackle made at the 34-yard line. So the chains will move. And this drive continues for Rocky. Let's talk real quick, Bruce, to switch sports to women's basketball. White with plenty of time, and when he has the time, he's pretty darn accurate. Now let's talk about women's basketball and that tournament coming up in March.
Yeah, we're very excited. We made the announcement, Peter, on Wednesday that the NAI Women's Division I National Tournament will be here at the Metro Park, Rimrock Auto Center Arena, excuse me. I always call it the Metro. But we're so excited to be the host school, along with Visit Billings and the Billings Chamber, that we're going to put on a one heck of a championship. It's going to be a great experience for the student athletes, fans, and coaches. So we can't wait. And I'm telling you now, the announcement was great, but now the work begins.
And you do have a lot of work to do, but you're the kind of guy that gets that stuff done. You've been at Carroll, Montana State, and now you're finally coming home to Billings and Rocky.
Yeah, I've been gone for almost 40 years. I had 11 great years at Carroll College. I love the people there and Mike Van Diest and his program. But this is home for us. We grew up here, Lisa and I did, and the folks at Rocky Mountain College have been tremendous, and this community really gets behind the Battlin Bears.
Okay. We appreciate the time.
Thanks,
I know you
Peter.
still have more work to do and go enjoy the game.
Yeah, it's almost over, though. Good.
Bruce Parker, Athletic Director for Rocky Mountain College. Thanks again, Bruce. As this brings up now about a 3rd and 10 on this drive for the Battlin Bears. You got about 12:45 to go in the 4th quarter. Bruce is one of the consummate sports guy in the state of Montana, Rocky, kind of like you. Bruce and I have actually worked television games in the past. We've called basketball games together. It just seems like wherever there's a good game going on in the state of Montana, you're liable to find either you, me, or Bruce Parker.
Bruce Parker's a great guy.
3rd and 11. And White gets hit as he throws. And is it a fumble or an incomplete pass? Looks like Carroll has it. Now we await the call. And it's Carroll ball.
Well, they're not going to overturn this because there's no instant replay in NAIA football, but I'm not sure if his arm was coming forward, if that should have been a fumble or an incomplete pass, but apparently they're going to say it's a fumble, not an incomplete pass. And for the 3rd time in a game, let's watch White back in the pocket, pressure. White goes back to throw, and that is a fumble, but boy, oh boy.
Yeah, that's Alex Bastacheria. Bastacheria has had a fantastic game, and Carroll has just done such an awesome job here in 2 weeks of pressuring the quarterback. Last week for Tech it was Quinn McQuarrie, and this week it is Chase White. When Chase has time to throw, he is very accurate, but he has been hounded all day. And that's the 3rd turnover now for the Battlin Bears.
And they're going to run a wildcat with Connor Polson on the carry, and Polson will go out after one play. That's 3 turnovers for Rocky Mountain College, picked off twice and a fumble, and I don't think Carroll has had a turnover today, have they?
They have not. And how many times have we seen this late in the second half of a game, Carroll protecting a lead, and they take off 6, 7, 8 minutes at a long drive?
And Rocky was threatening to go in and score and tie in the game and go in ahead on the PAT.
Well, low scoring or not, this has been a fantastic game to watch as Major Ali gets the carry. They got a lot of high hopes for this young kid out of Washington, Gig Harbor. Redshirt freshman, only 5'7".
Great pursuit for the Battlin Bears of Rocky Mountain College. Swindall and on the tackle for Rocky, and boy, you know, I know it's early in the fourth quarter, but this is a big play here. 3rd down and 5.
Spotted at the 44-yard line. Here comes pressure, the blitz. And Linder goes down, doesn't see it, and both quarterbacks fumble. So White coughed it up, and then Linder.
Fagan is the one that made that hit and caused the fumble, and White didn't see him at all. Fagan comes in on the blind side and stripes the ball, and Swindall recovers. That is the first turnover this afternoon against the Saints. So, well, now we're back to where Rocky had the ball previously.
Well, I mean, you talk about Coach Mendice wanting his offensive line to pick up the blitz. How much of that, though, Rocky, has to fall on Linder's shoulders, because he's got to be able to see that defender coming right at him? Or am I asking too much of the quarterback who's locked in on his receiver?
Boy, totally caught him on the blind side. 35 yards away from a tied score.
White to throw, going deep, going to Kerrigan, and again, great defense by that Carroll secondary. And that's Isaiah King.
King's the intended receiver. How about that on 1st down? The Battlin Bears go for the home run ball, and White throws it into the end zone. King with his back to the quarterback and just puts his arms up when the receiver puts his arms up, and he deflects it. Boy, defensive back's got to be the hardest position in football.
They have been tested time and time again this afternoon by White as they have gone to Kerrigan on the deep ball. And he came up empty a number of times. Kerrigan did have that touchdown reception in the first half. Varner now is going to create trips to the right, and White's going to keep it. Bounces to the outside. He's going to get a nice gain on 2nd down.
Interesting play call. Varner, the running back, goes to the right side, so there's triplets to the right, and the quarterback keeps the football for a gain of about 4 yards. Oh, that's going to hurt the Bears. A holding call against the Battlin Bears. 10.5 left to be played here in the game. A crowd of almost 6,000, Bruce Parker said, here at the Rocky Bowl for the Rocky-Carroll game. They had over 3,000 last night. Central played Dillon under the lights on the turf. And how about this stat? 13 years in a row, either Central or Dillon have played in the State A championship game, including 4 times they've met in the title game.
2nd and 19. Play action. White's going to keep it again. Breaks one tackle. Not going to break the second. It's going to go down for about a 4-yard loss right at the 48, 49-yard line. Boy, it seems like there's been a lot of Carroll defenders living in the backfield this afternoon.
Look at Meyer, number 32, almost gets to White. White gets by Meyer, but Quady from Billings Skyview is right there to bring him down. And that is a big defensive stop. And wow, 3rd and 23.
9:45 to go in the ball game. Maybe a bit premature, but both teams have 3 timeouts left. White to throw, steps up, gets tripped, and gets the pass off, but it is incomplete. Really almost another sack. A pretty athletic play just to get that pass off, but it's now a punting situation for Rocky. And once again, like they did last week, that Carroll defense really kept them in the game, and they're preserving the lead here this afternoon.
Meyer's the one that made that shoelace tackle. You know, last year it was 42-36. They've scored in the 40s and 50s so many times. To see a low-scoring Rocky-Carroll game is just not common.
Well, they almost get this punt. little rugby style. It's going to take a nice Rocky bounce down to the 1-yard line. Great special teams effort by Rocky.
Boy, Cody Tilley out of California ran down and got the ball on the 1-yard line. And Carroll College, the Saints, their backs against the wall on this upcoming drive for them. You know, I asked Mike Van Diest this week, I said, what keeps you coming back year in and year out? He said, the young people do. These kids make me feel young, Rocky.
Yeah, watching football, playing football, and coaching football makes you feel young. Stick with us. 9:23 to go.
In the 1950s, people thought cigarettes were harmless. Today, it's e-cigarettes. Vaping is highly addictive. Plus, there are heavy metals, tin and aluminum, lead, formaldehyde, acetone, carcinogens, and toxic chemicals in the vapor. E-cigarettes are not regulated. Corporate tobacco hasn't changed their game, just their technology. If you want to quit, call the Quit line for free help and FDA-approved medications.
We are community. We are proud. We are business. Nothing sells like success. Western Security Bank. Member FDIC. Equal housing lender.
At Pizza Hut, we've got a carry-out deal just for you. Any pizza, any size, any crust, and any topping for just $10. You want a large hand-tossed pepperoni and mushroom? $10. Or maybe you're a large pan supreme kind of person. $10. Thinking about a combination of your own? Well, that's $10 too. That's any pizza, any size, any crust, and any topping for just $10. And get stuffed crust for just $2 more. This $10 carry-out deal ends soon, so hurry to Pizza Hut today.
Saints ball from the 1-yard line. Look at this play out to the 35 and the 40. Major Ali with a major burst up the middle, and Carroll with their backs to the wall. Look at that response.
Ali got the ball in the back in the end zone. The line of scrimmage was on the 1-foot line. He got the ball about 2 yards deep in the end zone. He brought it out to the 40-yard line. That'll go down as a 39-yard pickup for Ali. And, well, Carroll needed some breathing room, and they got more than that.
Spotted at the 40, 1st and 10. Shadows getting a little bit longer here on this beautiful Saturday afternoon. But what a day for college football. Oh, he's going to get the handoff again. Maybe get back to the line of scrimmage.
This time caught from behind the line by Seth Swindoll. You know what the Saints need to do here is just take up as much of the clock as they can. If they score, it's going to be very difficult for Rocky to make up 2 scores here in the fourth when they've only scored twice through more than 3 quarters.
.8:05 to go in the ball game. Dawson, the tight end. Ali again gets the call. Hit it about the 44-yard line. Got to get to the 50 for the first down.
He's still not down.
Yeah, that pile kept moving back and forth.
Gave him forward progress near the 45-yard line. Jason Bacon were the first to make the stop for the Battlin Bears of Rocky Mountain College. And up next for Rocky, they'll play at Tech. Tech has won 23 of the last 28 meetings in that series. Carroll will play at MSU Northern, and Carroll's won the last 16 games against the Lights. In October 3rd of 06, Northern upset Carroll, snapped their 29-game winning streak.
3rd and 5. Linder flushed out of the pocket and just throws this one away, so it's going to bring up a punting situation. Want to thanks once again our network affiliates televising today's game. We got a great one here. SWX in Billings, Bozeman, Butte, Great Falls, Helena, Kalispell, Missoula, Spokane, Coeur d'Alene, the Tri-Cities and Yakima. Thanks for joining us. We got a good one here. Carroll now in a punting situation with 7:04 to go. It's a 20-14 ball game. Carroll always does travel well, so a lot of purple here in the stands. And Rocky's going to go after this punt again. And they got it! A block punt at the 30-yard line, and it rolls out of bounds. The second block punt in a row for Rocky Mountain.
Fagan got to it. Rocky sent 10, and they got the block punt, and that is the biggest play of the game for the Battlin Bears. Fagan came out of nowhere from that right side and was able to block that kick. And the Battlin Bears down by 6. They're 29 yards away from tying this game and a PAT from taking the lead. Peter Young, you had a great game last week when Carroll won on a last-second 45-yard field goal against nationally ranked Tech. And wherever you travel, it must be just great close games.
I have been very fortunate indeed. With a lot of Frontier Conference games, this is shaping up to be what could be a great finish. Under 7 to go, 20-14. Big hole for Varner inside the 20-yard line.
And that play was made possible by Mike Stevens on that offensive line, number 78. Look at that hole that developed for Varner out of Baker, Montana, and the Baker Spartan got the Bears inside the 20-yard line. 6.5 left to be played in this football game.
2nd and 1. Do they take a shot to the end zone here?
I think you're right.
They do. Going into the end zone, going to Kerrigan again. And another great defensive play by King.
Isaiah King just saved a touchdown for the Saints, and Peter Young called that one. Do they go to the end zone? And yes, they do. To the corner of the end zone, and look at King. Just puts his hands up, deflects that ball, and boy, how many times has King done that this afternoon?
Now it's 3rd and 1. Just need a yard. Varner's going to get it, and more. Drive continues. Still on his feet to the 15-yard line. Finally dragged out of bounds.
Well, Varner had some help as Cody had some blockers up front, including Dayton Cogdell out of Billings Central, number 45. Dayton was able to give Connor a big hole there, and check it out, folks. The Battlin Bears are 1st and goal just inside the 10-yard line. It's going to be the same play here, Peter.
5:45 to go. There you go. Varner, right side. Might get about a yard or two.
Follows Coghill again to that right side. It's going to be 2nd down.
Well, Carroll has not scored since late in the 2nd quarter on that touchdown reception to the tight end Dawson. It was their first score of the game back in the 1st quarter where they missed that extra point, and it may come into play here momentarily as Varner gets to about the 5.
And that's 3 straight rushing plays for Varner. Instead of cutting to the right side, Varner goes up the middle. He starts to go to the right, gets just inside the 5-yard line. Remember, Rocky has only won twice in the last 31 games against the Saints of Carroll College.
And knowing Van Diest, you know how competitive it is. He loves Jason Petrino, but boy, he does not want to lose to Petrino today. He wants to get the win. 3rd and goal when we come back.
Picking up pieces of my life, sometimes there's ones I just can't find, but they found a home with you. And when I think about the things that we've been through, I know just one thing is true. Life is better with you. Oh, oh, life is better with you.
Our physicians and athletic trainers have been building better athletes for over 20 years. We are the official sports medicine provider to the Billings Mustangs, MSUB Yellow Jackets, and Rocky Mountain College Battlin Bears. AMP ensures that athletes of all ages and skill levels receive the training and medical care for top performance and to stay healthy. AMP, Athletic Medicine and Performance, powered by St. Vincent Healthcare, Ortho, Montana, and Yellowstone Surgery Center.
Opportunity is everywhere. That is why I love my job at Opportunity Bank of Montana. I get to help my neighbors with business and agriculture loans, including new equipment loans. I understand that people need a bank they can rely on. You see, I grew up here with the eastern high plains out our front door and the crazy mountains in our backyard. Come see me, Brandy, or one of my colleagues at Opportunity Bank of Montana. Your local bank, your opportunity.
Rocky, are we in 4-down territory for the Battlin Bears?
Well, you're down 6. You're definitely going to go for it if you come up short here.
5:05 to play. 2 backs. Play action. No one to throw to, but yes, they finally get a receiver in the back of the end zone. Touchdown! Tie ball game.
Guess who it is again? Reed makes the catch. White had nobody to throw that football to, and he finally found his favorite receiver on the afternoon, number 81. It wasn't 81. It was Carrigan, his second touchdown reception to the back of the end zone. And Carriger makes the play. And how big is this PAT coming up?
4:57 to go in the ball game, tied up. And now, for the first time today, the Battlin Bears, Rocky Mountain College, have the lead 21-20. Carroll now with 2 timeouts left. They will get the ball back with just under 5 to go. Well, you did not get a much more exciting game of this.
Carriger, his second receiving touchdown of the afternoon, the third touchdown pass for White, 21-20. Peter, we're not going to have overtime today.
Could we figure out a way? Can't somebody get a safety and a field goal in the last 4.5 minutes? It could happen.
Well, I forgot about that. Possible, but I don't see it happening. Rocky Mountain College trying to win their first game on their new turf field. Boy, this would be huge for them.
Rocky's got 3 timeouts left. Carroll has King back deep to receive, along with Colby Colloy. It has been a bit of a mixed bag for the special teams unit of Carroll. Torgerson had some fantastic punts through 3 quarters. Got 2 blocked here in the 4th. That led to this go-ahead score. So now we see how Carroll will respond. They're going to return this one. Colloy at the 10. He's got a wall of blockers at the 20. Good return to the 30, 35, and good field position for the Fighting Saints.
Got a name for you, Peter. Coulter Hamill. Can he do it again? On back-to-back weekends, kicked the game-winning field goal, a 45-yarder as time ran out against nationally ranked Tech. He's got the wind to his back. He actually kicked it through the uprights on a kickoff earlier this afternoon. That penalty against Carroll College, that'll send him back to the 15-yard line, but a lot of time left with 4 minutes and 50 seconds left to be played. The Saints down 1.
Yeah, that is a 20-yard penalty. Colloy was out to the 35-yard line. Instead, they're going to start at 1st and 10 on the 15, 4:50 to go. They got 2 timeouts left.
I would not make it, Peter, as a kicker. I would not be able to handle that kind of pressure. I can't make the 5-foot putt for $1 million. I can't kick the game-winning field goal with no time left.
I can't make a 5-foot putt for no money. 3 wide receivers to the top of the screen. They're going to give it to Ali on the ground, and he is hit for a short gain.
Ali goes nowhere. For Carroll College to get into field goal range, they've got to get near the 30-yard line, so they need to go about 63 yards in a little over 4 minutes to give Hamill yet another opportunity to be a hero.
And the wind has shifted a bit. It's going across the field now where those flags were dead straight in Hamill's favor. 4:15 and counting.
Will Rocky even let him have a shot here?
Pass complete to Kaloy. Got that out of bounds right about at the first down marker.
4 minutes, 8 seconds left to be played in this exciting, low-scoring Frontier Conference game. And those defensive backs for Rocky, they're not letting Carroll College get a big play here.
Dawson's going to check into the game. 3rd and 3. Is this 4-down territory for Carroll?
Peter. They've got to go for it. They're down 1 late in this one. If they come up short here, they will go for it on 4th down.
Phone in motion. Linder. Quick throw, and he misses the receiver. Intended for Kaloy, led him too much. Intended for Arnson. I think they're going to punt.
And I'm wrong again, Peter Young, as the punting unit comes on for the Saints of Carroll College. And Carroll with 2 timeouts left. They're going to put the game in the hands of their defense. And if Rocky gets a couple of first downs.
Well, they really need just one, right? Carroll's got 2 timeouts left. You remember back to last week against Montana Tech. They got the ball with 38 seconds to go. And they changed their mind.
Timeout. I think Carroll's going to talk about this.
Well, Linder's out on the field. Yeah, they did. You got your quarterback back out there. And so did Carroll take the timeout? Carroll took the timeout. They got 1 left. Stay with us. 3:24 to go.
Local businesses, large and small, are the cornerstone of Montana's communities. And at Stockman Bank, we're honored to help them grow and prosper. We serve our fellow businesses with respect, care, and a personal touch. We know in other words, we treat them the Montana way. It's the only way we know. Stockman Bank. Montana banking, pure and simple.
American-made Cooper tires sold by a locally grown company. Right now, you can take advantage of great offers on Cooper tires from Tire-Rama with rebates up to $70 now through October 31st. And of course, each purchase comes with all the extras you've come to expect from Tire-Rama. Free rotations for life, pressure checks, and the...
And we are back, 3:24 to go. It's a 1-point ball game. And now we've got flag on the field, or was it a late timeout? One official just picked up his flag, and Rocky saw something that they didn't like, so they called timeout. They're now down to 2. Are you surprised, Rocky, not that they're going for it, but that Carroll blew another timeout?
That's not like a well-coached Carroll College team here, but, boy, this is a big play. I mean, the game is on the line.
This is your ball game right
here, Peter. So the Saints got to get it right. It's they only need 3 yards for a first down.
So what do? If you are Coach Nick Howlett, are you doing play action with Linder? Are you running the ball?
You might see the quarterback keep it here and put it in his hands and see if he can get the first down on his own.
Well, you've got Major Ali in the backfield with him.
Ali's been kind of hit and miss, though.
Griffith and Phone are lined up right in front of your picture to Linder's right. This is your ball game.
3:24 to go.
Linder to throw. Nobody open. He goes to Phone. And did he make the catch? Yes.
Are you kidding me? Double coverage. There was very, very little room to get that ball to Phone.
And great job Phone to hang on to this one.
Look at Linder. He's going to put this precisely the only spot he can in double coverage to Phone with the 25-yard line. And that's enough for the first down. The Carroll College Saint fans are sitting directly below us. And on 4th and 3, each team takes a timeout. And the Saints keep their drive alive, but the clock running down. 3 minutes left to be played in this one. Rocky's got 2 timeouts left. Carroll's got 1.
Ali still in the backfield. Play action. Linder with time, going deep, going for Griffiths, and nearly picked off. Great defensive coverage by Moses.
Moses defending. He also had some help back there as well. And, boy, it's kind of rare to see Linder come under center on the play action. And Linder threw that one in triple coverage. And the Bears defended well. Second down and 10.
Clock stopped at 2:46.
Well, when you get 6,000 people out for a college football game, first game on the turf, you got to make it exciting.
They have trips. Top of the screen for Linder. Pressure again. Pocket collapses, and Linder goes down all the way at the 10-yard line.
Chamberlain with the sack, and Rocky only rushed 3, and they still got the sack. Chamberlain got by his defender and got to the quarterback, Linder. Look at that work he did to get to the quarterback, and he just got by the offensive lineman, Willie Clements.
3rd and long. Linder's got to get a chunk of yardage back, and he's got to get some on this play. A broken tackle at the 30-yard line. It's still on his feet to the 35. Nearly gets a first down. Great second effort by Griffith.
That is all Kyle Griffith, coming off an ACL injury from a year ago, and Griffith should have been stopped twice before he got first down yardage.
He got the first down. Amazing.
An excellent run after the catch for Kyle Griffith. And the Saints have come up big. Look at that. Takes a hit at the 30, goes down on one hand, gets hit again, and still able to make the first down.
Stops the clock at 1:49 to play in the ball game. 21-20. Timeout on the field.
My name is Carson. Rodeo has become a very big part in my life. To win a rodeo, you got to be really dedicated, so I have to stay in shape. I really like when you're getting done with the run, because sometimes you have the highs and your lows in rodeo, but when you do good, it's really a great feeling. Tobacco, in my opinion, doesn't belong in rodeo. I mean, you can look at all the statistics, and it's just been a damaging, destructive product. Tobacco doesn't take center stage, not in my rodeo.
Truck. So they put some time back on the clock, folks. 2:02 to go. Clock now running. It's first down for Carroll. Linder with time, and it's picked off! The Battlin Bears with the first interception of the ball game, and that may do it.
Jason Baker is the hero. Jason Baker out of Billings West, but there's a flag down. A flag down on the play. They got to Linder again. And Linder off balance when he threw that. And Baker comes up big, but wait a minute. Well, they're saying the penalties against Rocky, and that could wipe out what may have been a game-winning interception. Well, Rocky still gets it, offsetting penalties, and the Battlin Bears, a minute 48 left to be played. The Saints can only stop the clock one time. Remember, Rocky has only won twice in the last 31 meetings in the series. Rocky has only won once at home in the last 17 years against the Saints of Carroll College. Is the Frontier Conference loaded or what? It's amazing.
We are blessed to be able to call games in the Frontier Conference.
The SEC of NAIA college football. I like that.
You like that? Well, it's been an up and down day for Rocky's quarterback, Chase White, a couple picks. But boy, has he responded in the big moments here in the second half.
He came up big. He's got to be our player of the game.
Now they got to make sure they just hold on to things.
Varner gets the call, gets across the 30. Remember, the Saints could only stop the clock one time.
And what may hinder Rocky right now at this point, the Battlin Bears, is that the play clock has been not working since the first quarter. The officials shut it off. So it's going to be hard for White and the Battlin Bears to try and run the play clock down to about 5 or 4 without risking getting the penalty, because they can't see it.
The official keeping the clock, he'll put his hand up and indicate how many seconds are left, and that's what White is looking for now. How big would this be for Jason Petrino and his brother to get a win against a former team where they played and coached? Same play to Varner.
So out to the 35-yard line. Clock is under a minute, 55 seconds and counting.
Carroll College still has not used their timeout.
Well, it's 3rd and 3. You're now at 44 seconds. You surprised they haven't used it yet?
Well, I am. I mean, if they come up short here, Carroll will call a timeout. Rocky will be forced to punt, and the Saints will have a desperation opportunity with about 10 seconds left to play in this college football game.
23 seconds on the clock. 20 seconds. 18. Varner's going to try and get the first down. It's going to be short, 13.4. So now Van Diest finally calls timeout.
Wow.
And so he's out of timeouts.
Well, the Saints will have an opportunity with 13.4 seconds left to be played. You know, I don't even think you take the opportunity on a return.
I was just going to ask you, do you automatically call for fair catch, right?
I think you call for a fair catch, and in 13 seconds, do you have a chance for 2 plays and a field goal? I mean, you don't even have a timeout left. You know you're going to go to the sidelines.
Well, we'll fill that in for you, folks. That's Chase White, quarterback for Rocky Mountain. A fantastic performance. He had a couple difficult moments in the game with the 2 interceptions, but those big touchdown passes in the second half, 3 on the day. The huge one to Kerrigan in the back of the end zone late in the 4th puts Rocky up 21-20. That's where we stand at this point.
Big afternoon for the quarterback out of Shelby, Montana. 13 seconds left. You got enough time for 2 completions and a field goal attempt, no timeouts? Or you got a shot for get down into field goal range? They need to get near the 30-yard line.
I mean, we know Hamill's got a good leg, but you got to give him some help.
Rocky has blocked 2 punts. They're going to send 2 back. They're going to rush 9 for Carroll College. Can they get to the punter?
Well, I mean, if you're a returner for Carroll, you got to run out of bounds as fast as you can. They're going to go for the punt, and they almost get it. And now they got to call for fair catch, which they do at the 25-yard line. So now you got 5.8 seconds to go.
McBride Galt out of Helena High almost blocked that punt, and Carroll would have been in field goal range. So 5.8 seconds. You don't have time for a completion and a field goal attempt. Hook and ladder?
I was just going to ask you, hook and ladder?
Or are we going to see the Cal Stanford 7 or 8 laterals here?
Well, I don't see a band on the field, so if they do that, we won't see the finish as dramatic. But this has been a dramatic 4th quarter for sure. Rocky down the entire game, takes the lead. Carroll has not scored this entire second half, and if they don't score here, they're going to lose.
And where's number 1 at?
5.8 seconds to go. Rocky's got to keep an eye on him. He burned them last year. Here we go. Final play of the game. Linder nearly gets put down. He's got to get it off. He heaves it from the 20-yard line. It's into the air. Tipped. That's your ball game. Rocky with the upset of the 22nd ranked Fighting Saints, and it's a rare win over their rival here at home.
Just the 3rd win for the Battlin Bears of Rocky over Carroll College in the last 32 games. And Linder, he just had to throw that ball as far as he could, and he did. The defensive backs for Rocky, they put several back to defend, and they just knock it down. Big win for Rocky, just their 2nd win over the Saints of Carroll College in the last 17 years.
And so Carroll drops to 1-1 in the season, and Rocky Mountain improves to 2-1. And so for the first time ever that Van Diest coaches against one of his former players, it's a loss. 21-20 your final. Stick around. We'll wrap things up right after this.
Don't miss Conlon's leather and reclining sale. Save on a huge selection of reclining sofas, sectionals, and recliners in fabric or leather. Get store-wide savings plus 12-month special financing. Rest, recline, and relax in new reclining furniture from Conlon's.
community. We are proud. We are business. Nothing sells like success. Western Security Bank. Member FDIC, Equal Housing Lender.
This country wasn't discovered, it was built. One home, one neighborhood, one school at a time. The future, it has to be built too. Out of concrete, out of drywall and 2x4s. At ProBuild, we believe there's a builder inside us all. We believe it's time we put him to work.
Our physicians and athletic trainers have been building better athletes for over 20 years. We are the official sports medicine provider to the Billings Mustangs, MSUB Yellow Jackets, and Rocky Mountain College Battlin Bears. AMP ensures that athletes of all ages and skill levels receive the training and medical care for top performance and to stay healthy. AMP, Athletic Medicine and Performance, powered by St. Vincent Healthcare, Ortho Montana, and Yellowstone Surgery Center.
Don't miss Conlon's semi-annual leather and reclining sale. You'll save on reclining sofas, sectionals, and recliners. Plus, take an additional 10% off all Broyhill, Flex Steel, and Marshfield upholstery. Rest, recline, and relax in new furniture from Conlon's.
At Pizza Hut, we've got a carry-out deal just for you. Any pizza.
Is our player of the game. All right. We're back 21-20, the final here. Rocky Mountain College with a huge win on what has turned out to be an absolutely fantastic day. They christened a brand new field, Herb Clint Field, with Astro Field Turf and the brand new lights. Didn't need them today. Gorgeous sunny day here. And they get the win over their rival Carroll College. They're 2-1 in the season. Most importantly, 2-0 in Frontier Conference.
2-0 in the Frontier. That's huge.
And the play of the game has got to be that final interception when Carroll was threatening to make one of their patented comebacks. And with only a 1-point lead, they could have set up for a game-winning field goal, but instead this happened.
JT Lender, a rare interception for him as he was hit as he was trying to get rid of that football, and Rocky came up with a big pick, and that was the only turnover. Well, Carroll had 2 turnovers in the game. Rocky had 4 turnovers in the game, and they were able to come out on top. And our player of the game, quarterback Chase White, 15 of 30, picked off twice, 232 yards, but 3 touchdowns. And what's so impressive, Peter is able to come back from those turnovers and play so well. And you got to remember, Carroll did not score in the second half. And what did Jason Petrino tell his team at halftime that made the difference? And what a huge win for him and his program, a rare win over the Saints.
Addressing his team now on the field, Petrino with the win puts him at 2-1 on the season, and White with those 3 touchdown passes, just a phenomenal job for the veteran quarterback to put aside the couple bad throws and get his team back on track and come up with the upset win. Stick around, more to come here from Herb Clint Field. Stay with us.
At Pizza Hut, we've got a carry-out deal just for you. Any pizza, any size, any crust, and any topping for just $10. You want a large hand-tossed pepperoni and mushroom? $10. Or maybe you're a large pan supreme kind of person. $10. Thinking about a combination of your own? Well, that's $10 too. That's any pizza, any size, any crust, and any topping for just $10. And get stuffed crust for just $2 more. This $10 carry-out deal ends soon, so hurry to Pizza Hut today.
Get more from Tire-Emma right now with a Cooper Tire rebate of up to $70. Take the money and ride with American-made tires sold by the trusted folks at your local Tire-Emma. Need more? Ask about our hassle-free warranty. If one tire goes, we'll replace all 4. That's right, up to a $70 rebate from Cooper Tires and the best tire replacement warranty you can find only at Tire-Emma. More than just a tire store. Rebate offer ends October 31st.
There was a time when cancer patients with rare and difficult cases had to travel a great distance to get the treatment they needed, leaving loved ones behind. Billings Clinic's membership in the Mayo Clinic Care Network means Billings Clinic specialists can consult with Mayo Clinic on your care, creating another breakthrough we call home. Billings Clinic, where it all comes together.
Opportunity is everywhere. That is why I love my job at Opportunity Bank of Montana. I get to help my neighbors with business and agriculture loans, including new equipment loans. I understand that people need a bank they can rely on. You see, I grew up here with the eastern high plains out our front door and the crazy mountains in our backyard. Come see me, Brandy, or one of my colleagues at Opportunity Bank of Montana. Your local bank, your opportunity.
A week ago, Carroll came from behind, down 2 scores to win against Tech. Today, they squander a 2-touchdown lead and lose on the road to the Battlin Bears of Rocky Mountain College, 21-20. Perhaps a watershed moment for the young head coaching career of Jason Petrino. For Carroll, they're off next week to play MSU Northern, and then the week after that is our next game on SWX when they host Southern Oregon.
And for the Saints, they've owned